Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We're live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Jenny.
Morning.
This is it.
This is what?
Today's
D-Day.
the day.
Here we go.
I need that tomorrow.
Now we know.
I need it tomorrow.
Huh?
I need that
now
energy.
we find out.
I need that energy
Yeah.
right there tomorrow.
I need it from you tomorrow.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because you already know what's going to happen.
Huh?
When the Saints
Go marching in.
sweep the floor with you
Really?
bums.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Hey, don't give me the Saints should win this game by this. They're the better team. I don't want to hear all
Jenny,
that.
is he trying to put words in
No,
my
I
mouth?
don't want to hear all that because I know
Never
you.
does
I
that.
know what you're trying to do.
I'm
You're trying
gonna try to
you're
do
trying to
anything.
undersell the
I'm going
Cowboys
to tell
and
the
hope they
truth.
overperform.
I'm going
I
to
know
tell the truth.
You know.
We are truth tellers here, and we have a lot to get to on today's show. Is Shannon okay with LeBron ignoring his coach? And why does Skip's guy Baker Mayfield keep bashing Hugh Jackson? We'll go there later, but we are going to start with the Cowboys. They're a 7.5-point underdog at home against the Red Hot Saints tonight on Fox. Drew Brees and company are averaging over 37 points per game and have won 10 in a row. The Cowboys have looked pretty good lately. They've won 3 straight, and Ezekiel Elliott has rushed for over 100 yards in each of those games. But the Saints have the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. Shannon, it's a simple question. Who wins tonight?
Saints go marching in.
Yeah.
Yep, they do. I just like the way the Saints are playing. And I know the Cowboys have won their last 3 ball games, and they're playing really well. The only chance the Cowboys really have to win this game, Skip, is to possess the football, pay off those long drives, those 5-6-minute drives with touchdowns. Field goals will not beat this team. But I just think Drew, because he has so many weapons, because they can run the football, and we know he's as accurate a quarterback, the most accurate quarterback in NFL history. They don't allow you to put Drew on the ground, and when you don't put him on the ground, he picks you apart.
He does.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they play this Saints offense. Do you try to stop that run, or do you play coverage and try to stop Drew from throwing for 300 yards on you? What the Saints should be able to do, and I think they're going to be able to do in order to win this game, Skip, is that they race to such a big lead. I mean, they lead the league, their defense lead the league in rush yards allowed because they race ahead of you, Skip, so much. They 14, 17 points ahead of you before you know it. That removes your running game because you get down 14, you get down 17, you're not going to run your way back into the ball game. So that's what the Saints normally do. They race to a big lead, remove your running game, and now you got to try and play catch-up, coach you into a couple of turnovers. I love the Saints offense. They don't turn it over. They hit you with the big plays. As I said, they are very consistent. They can run it. They can throw it. They protect Drew. You know what, Skip? I'm going to be generous to you because I like you today. 33-23 Saints.
Cover.
That ain't no cover.
Yeah, it is.
That's more than a cover.
7.5.
Yeah, we're going to blow the nose.
Well, is that blowing the doors? Do you want to go up?
Hold on.
See, you went down, and now
No.
you're getting all full of yourself again.
I told you.
Go ahead, have the guts. Put it on the table. Let's go 40-23.
No,
How about that?
I told you the other day on Tuesday,
Yeah.
I said they should be favored by at least 10.
Okay.
Even though the Cowboys are playing well.
Yeah.
I
I don't need generosity. I don't need any.
Well, go ahead and take this L.
Yeah.
Like Mike Malone said last night, I don't care how you do it, long as you take this L with you.
Have the courage of your convictions. Go
33-20.
40. Go 40. I dare you.
30.
I dare you.
Put some dew on it.
I do. You go to 40.
Nope, I
Then
want
we
dew
can
on the
start
win.
talking the do.
I'll tell you what, I'll put a case of dew for 10 points.
10 points?
Yeah. The line is 7.5.
I'll take 14.
No, you're not going to take.
My turn, Jenny.
All right, your turn, Skip.
The Hall of Famer has spoken.
Yep.
Shannon Sharpe, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Some days I wonder about that. I wonder about his one watch, but I'm pretty sure he is in the Hall of Fame still.
Yep.
Credentials not revoked yet.
No.
No? Okay. So, I agree with everything you just said. For once, you made some really valid, deep football points. Yeah. And you are almost certainly right about your prediction. And again, I have not gotten that out of my craw because it is stuck in my craw that my man DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor, I got to drop the Taylor from it, just keep it to DeMarcus Lawrence. He uttered the all-time dumb pregame quote And basically, I'm going to clean it up for Jenny's sake because she goes dirty here on the show.
Oh, hood Jenny.
She
Just vanilla over here. Keep it PG.
He basically said, we're going to hit them in the mouth and we're going to choke them out.
Yes.
You are? Really? The New Orleans Saints? So we know that the Saints now are going to, they're going to come in here with their eyes wide open, right? They're not going to come in sleepwalking, dropping their guard, taking the Dallas Cowboys lightly. Nope, they're coming in with blood in their eyes. And if they have the opportunity, I believe they will pour it on and they will run it up. And that Sean Payton will try to rub their nose in it if he gets the chance. And we know he's a front-running killer. If you give him the opening, he will take it.
Ask Malcolm Jenkins and the Eagles, will they run it up on you?
48-7.
And threw a touchdown.
Right.
Split Kamara out wide.
So the other two, our rivals here in the NFC East, have gotten blown away, albeit in New Orleans, by these New Orleans Saints. And to your point, Drew Brees is playing so far the greatest quarterback season I think we have ever seen in the history of the National Football League, and I just said a mouthful.
Yep.
But despite all of that, I believe my Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game.
What?
I have had a feeling all week about this game, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to stand by my team.
Called anxiety.
Maybe. You could be right. I don't know. I just got one of those feelings. And usually, as you know, I'm like overly objective and overly pessimistic about this team. And you know what happened after that Tennessee debacle on Monday night? I was done because they looked done to me. And then they went and they beat your Eagles in Philadelphia. And then they went when I didn't think they could, and they beat Matt Ryan on his carpet in Atlanta. And then I thought they could beat the Redskins at home, and I wasn't all that impressed by the way they did it. But they have won 3 straight games, and they have not turned the ball over one time in those 3 games. And all of a sudden, Dak is clicking with his new favorite toy, Amari Cooper. And now to the key for the football game. Tonight, I believe Ezekiel Elliott will carry the ball 25 times and go for 125 yards. And I just said the biggest mouthful because given what this New Orleans defense has done so far this year, I just spoke the impossible. You should laugh at that prediction because virtually they haven't even allowed a 70-yard runner so far. You know who had the most yards against them as a running back was Peyton Barber in the opener. Remember the Fitzmagic game? They lost 48-40 at home. Peyton Barber went for a grand total of 69 rush yards in that game, mostly because in the second drive of the game for Tampa Bay, which was still in the first quarter, he went for 23 and 12 on back-to-back carries. So he got 35 of his 69 in the opening quarter and 2 carries. Really? Okay, now back to your point. The reason that they lead the league in fewest rush yards allowed is because they just annihilate you from the start and they take your running game away from you. So clearly they're going to allow the fewest rush attempts because teams have rushed the ball for a grand total on average of 20 rushes per game because they're getting obliterated, right?
Correct.
So is it possible for Zeke to make some headway, to gain some beachhead in the first quarter against that rush defense? Because I think they're really good on defense.
I do too.
The stats don't scream that they're good because they're more middle of the pack in yards allowed, points allowed. But still, against the run, that defense flies around. And Dennis Allen is their coordinator. You know, he was originally a defensive coach when they were really good back in the 09 period. And then he went to the Raiders to be the head coach. And then he went back to New Orleans.
Well, he was the defensive coordinator when the Broncos.
And for the Broncos for the one Tebow year. And by the way, we are going to discuss Tim Tebow's comment yesterday.
Skip, I believe in order for Zeke to, in order for the Cowboys to win, Zeke's going to have to be around 150, maybe even
150?
150 to 200.
Well, do you know what you're saying?
Yes.
Because you know we're talking about irresistible force meets immovable object here, right?
That's what's going to happen.
Okay, if he's going to go for 150, I'm golden, man.
Yeah, but that's what it's going to take because here's the thing: there's something that's seriously at play here that's not in your favor. Is that the Cowboys are terrible on third down. They can't get off the field, and you must get Drew Brees off the field because you can't.
They're allowed.
Yes,
third down's allowed. They're 29th.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
And the Saints. You give Drew Brees that many cracks at you. You let Drew Brees go 11 for 14 on third down, Skip, he'll put 60 points on you.
He will.
You better not let him go 50%. And so can the Cowboys, and another thing, Skip, your defense, they don't take the ball away. often, and they don't they don't get pick sixes, they don't get scoop scores, and so you're going to have to steal a possession because the Saints are looking to steal one from you. I would not be surprised if they go for it on fourth down, fake a field goal, fake
Probably
a punt.
they will.
Because
they
that's
usually
what
do.
That's what they try and do. They
do.
try to keep you on your toes and force you to play outside your comfort zone. They're going to try to race to a lead. The Cowboys, if they can keep this game close early, get it to the fourth quarter. Say you're tied. Say you're down only 3 to 7 points. Now you got a ball game. You don't want to get early in this game and skip you 17-3 or 21-7.
Dead, done.
No,
over.
Right.
I'm turning my TV. Well, I probably won't turn it off.
Well, you'll get your.
I might turn my sound down.
Drew Brees say he want to watch LeBron because he played tonight, so he gonna go out there and get to an early lead and let you watch LeBron.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Drew told me.
I'm just wondering if LeBron's going to watch Dallas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Because he'd be done dropped the hammer on the Pacers.
Really?
Yep.
In the first quarter, so he can take the rest of the game off?
Yeah, he probably hit about 20 on hit him up for 20.
And he'll have like a groin pull and say, I got to get into the dressing room
Triple
here,
double
right?
tonight. But anyway, we're talking about Drew Brees and what he's going to punish your team.
We will hit that
Okay,
later.
so give me Ezekiel Elliott early and often. If you give me 150, I am so good because just for the record, so people know this, the last 3 games for Zeke, he went for 152 on 19 carries at Philly. That hurt you badly, didn't it? He went for 122 on 23 carries at Atlanta, and then against Washington, 121 on 26 carries. So he's had 3 straight 100-yard-plus games. And guess what, boys and girls? Ezekiel Elliott, again, leads the National Football League in rushing yards. You like that? I do, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Cowboys are starting to win.
Yeah.
Because it's not tied to your number 4.
So give me Zeke early and often, and give me Dak with 4 or 5 key runs and 4 or 5 key third down conversions to Amari Cooper and to my secret weapon tonight. I'm predicting this. I believe that little measly Beasley gets unleashed tonight. He has been all too quiet the last 2 or 3 games. He can devastate you on third downs. And I think he's going to get loose for 5 big catches for 75 yards, and he's going to be also an unsung key tonight. So give me 35 minutes to 25 minutes in time of possession.
Well, come on.
Okay? Well, I'm just saying that's what I need.
When was the last time the Cowboys possessed the ball for 35 minutes?
Well, tonight's going to be the time.
No, it's not. It's never happened.
Okay? Well, that's how I'm giving you the formula for how this can happen.
I ain't no baby. I don't eat formula. I don't take formula.
Well, Dak Prescott is highly capable of 80 yards in 12 plays, 85 yards in 16 plays. That's what he does.
You know what I love about you, Skip Bayless? You love to take a once or an isolated incident here or there. He had a couple of drives where he had multiple double-digit plays in 80 yards, and you talk about this is the norm for him. No, it's not.
In the first half against Jacksonville, and they were still Saxonville at
Jacksonville
that point.
been trouble.
They came in as the number 1 ranked defense that day, and he drove it 4 times for 80-plus yards in the first half. And it was, 28-7 at halftime?
And they had given up 40 yards the week before to Kansas City. You talk about number 1 defense.
Well, I'm talking about you need to convert.
Okay,
what's
the score?
I haven't finished my breakdown
yet.
You know, I should be in the Hall of Fame given my football knowledge, but you never know. So here we go on the flip side of this.
Okay.
DeMarcus Lawrence has to be Taylor tonight.
Okay.
He's going to have to back this up. And by the way, the starting left tackle for the New Orleans Saints has been out for 3 games, but that Bushrod, who's played for them for years, is in there.
Yeah.
So again, big loss, no, but he's got to show up tonight because Drew Brees has to go down at least 3 times. He needs to be hurried 10 times. He needs to be hit 7 or 8 times on top of the 3 sacks.
Wow.
They have to pressure and not rattle. I can't ever go to rattle on Drew Brees. They just have to make him uncomfortable.
So you want them to do something that hasn't been done all year long. Take him down 3 times in a game. Hurry him multiple.
He's been sacked 10 total times.
In 11 games.
Yep, 10 times in 11 games. I'm just giving you the formula for how this is going to unfold. And I need Jalen Smith and the tackling Dutchman to fly tonight. I need them to blitz fly. I need them to cover fly. And I need them to tackle Kamara fly. They got to fly all over the field. They got to be there before even Drew Brees sees it and reads it. Right? Yeah, you got to chase Alvin.
Big day. It might be 100 for it.
You know, I do love my defense on just how sound it plays. I get you that Mariota got hot and just torched them, 11 of 14 third downs, and they do not get you off the field. But they also bend and bend, but they don't break a lot because they're third in the league in points allowed. So I'm going to hang on to that tonight, that they're going to bend a lot, but they're not going to break. And they do need to take it away a couple times, and I can't even begin to predict how that's going to happen because it doesn't happen.
I want you to think about this, Skip Bayless. You said Mariota got hot. Mariota's hot is lukewarm for Drew Brees. Can you imagine if old Breezy gets hot?
Well, did you see what Mariota did the other night? What was he, like 22 or 23?
I'm not talking about the other day. I'm talking about, you said Mariota got hot against your Cowboys.
It's hard
that's
to get hot
medium.
It's hard to get hot when you shot put your pass, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's medium. But old Breezy don't shot put.
Nope, he does not.
Yeah.
He has to kind of crank up to get it down the field a little bit. He has to kind of like sort of
get
a little run and start in the pocket.
Okay. He's jabbling it, but it gets to it gets on target.
Does it? And again, I'd like to predict who you have to shut down, but I don't know because I probably don't even know the names of the people who are going to catch touchdown passes tonight because they come from from the practice squad. They come in off the street. They might just have signed some guy this afternoon that Sean Payton met at the hotel.
Dak should have a better day than Drew Brees because he has better weapons. All his guys were drafted. I mean, Drew Brees is throwing the undrafted guys. And, he last week he had 4 touchdowns to 4 undrafted guys.
Once again, you're making my case that Drew Brees is the runaway MVP. Am I right?
That was not the discussion.
Did you just make my case?
That was not the discussion.
I do appreciate that. Have you conceded that?
We're talking about Dak Prescott. This is not an MVP discussion. This is a Cowboys-Saints discussion. And I'm telling you, Dak should throw for like 400 yards throwing all those guys he got.
Really?
Measly Beasley and Michael Gallup and Alan Hearns.
Not exactly high draft picks, any of them.
What about undrafted? Is that higher or lower than draft picks? I'm just trying to figure, Jenny. I don't know because I wasn't good at math.
Measley's no draft pick, so got that.
We got 4 of them.
Hearns is a mid-round.
We got 4 of them. Old Saints, we. I said we.
Are you a we now?
Yeah.
You're getting nervous. The more I talk, I can just see.
Nervous about
what? You want to back off?
No.
You want to switch your pick?
No.
You can if you want to.
I want to hear your score.
So I'm to the blueprint here for how this is going to happen. There was one game this year that really caught my eye against the Saints. It's a game that we picked opposite because I said the Saints would win it, but you said Baltimore would win at Baltimore.
Yes.
And you should have been right, or at least it should have gone to overtime. And Justin Tucker, of all kickers, missed the first extra point of his career, and the Saints basically stole one 24-23.
Correct.
Yes.
So I look at the stats for the game, and I can't really figure out how it happened, except that Baltimore had 351 yards, and Drew Brees' offense had only 339. So they outgained them. They didn't out-time possession them, but Drew threw it 30 times, and New Orleans ran it, a whole bunch, but 39 times they ran it. So they just said, we're just going to try to hang in and run it almost 10 times more than we throw it. And it kept the score down because it kept them from launching.
Right.
And all of a sudden it should have gone to overtime, but the Saints survived.
Right.
So I like that score. That score rings true to me. So I'm going to go Dallas 24, New Orleans 23. Really? I like that.
You do know if they run the ball 39 times, that means Ezekiel Elliott is not on the field. You do understand that, right?
I don't know about that. What if it becomes a running match? What if it keeps the score down?
Well, do you understand how much time is going to tick off the clock if a team runs the ball 39 times?
Well, how did Baltimore hang in and have a chance to go to overtime? Interesting.
Yeah.
And that was Joe Flacco was the quarterback that day.
Well, I mean, hold on.
Drew Brees threw for a grand total of 212 that day. Interesting.
Oh, so he threw for under 300 yards and they won a game? You're making my MVP case for me. You want to jump off? You want to change your pick?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't want to change my MVP. You want a case of I'll take Drew Brees for MVP. You got that? Yeah. I think your argument just fell on the floor.
A button or something, bro.
Stuff. Oh, well.
Don't worry about it, though.
You need to let them take that out a little bit.
Take what out?
Take it out because the holiday, the Thanksgiving, and
I had one helping.
You had 3 pieces of pumpkin pie.
I don't eat no pumpkin pie. We don't eat pumpkin pie. We eat sweet potato pie.
All right, sweet potato. How many
None.
servings?
None. I ain't had sweet potato pie since my grandma stopped making
Okay,
cookies
well then you
years
had
ago.
something.
I didn't have. I told you I had one serving of turkey and dressing. And guess what?
Guess what?
There's gonna be some stuffing out there on the field because they're gonna beat the stuffing out of the Cowboys tonight.
I believe in my Dallas Cowboys 24-23.
Okay, well, can we get some dew on it?
No.
Yeah.
I'm up against a juggernaut. I'm up against a budding dynasty.
Have the courage of your conviction.
Well, how about this? You want guts? I'm picking Dallas. That's guts. That's enough guts.
Well, give me.
I'm not going to give you. I told you. What was the first statement I said? everything you just said is true. All the points you made are correct. It should be whatever. It should be 40 to 23. I'm not trying to do anything.
What he's trying to do is undersell and hope they overperform, and then he can come in here and look at where's my camera, so he can look at the camera.
You had the guts.
But it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
I had the guts.
It's not gonna happen. It won't happen tomorrow.
I'm not going to give you back for free one of your 10 cases of duty.
Why not?
Because it's just this is just me on a hunch.
Just feeling
just
good.
a hunch.
Feeling good about the week.
Yeah.
He said he was feeling good all week.
And being loyal. You know,
I'm gonna get some. Guess what? I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back with Alabama. I'm gonna get it back with Tua winning the Heisman. So
okay, before you go there, we have one more thing to talk about with the Cowboys.
Oh, good.
And I'm sure many of you have seen the commercial with Skip and Shannon getting ready for the show in the morning. It really never gets old to me. And one person that saw that commercial was Ezekiel Elliott's mom, Dawn. She tweeted this: "Did I just see my son's pic on Skip's nightstand on that Undisputed commercial? I can't let Skip outdo me. Now I have to go find a pic of Ezekiel for my nightstand, except I have to have ones of Layla and Aaliyah too. Those are Zeke's sisters. So Skip.
So Jenny. So Mama Zeke.
Yeah, what do you have to say?
Have I got something for you? How about this? Will this work?
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
It is framed.
Right?
Oh.
What's that? Aha! You like that, Shannon?
No, I don't like it.
This would look good on Mrs. Elliott's nightstand, don't you think?
Yeah, that look real good right there. That look real good.
Go.
Your day coming, Skip Bayless.
Thank you.
I want you to have that same picture tomorrow. I'm gonna have that same picture tomorrow.
I might put it on my nightstand.
Because I'm gonna have me one that's gonna be all the family. It's gonna be me, Drew, Ingram, Kamara, and Sean Payton.
Actually, Jenny wants this for her nightstand, so I'm gonna have
You know what? If you can't
you,
find
Mama
her,
Zeke.
Mrs. Elliott, let us know where we can send you that picture. Let's see if he has the night you expect. We'll be right back.
This man in the bed with shoes on.
No mercy.
The Browns are facing the Texans on Sunday, but a lot of attention is still on their matchup against the Bengals last week. Baker Mayfield and Hugh Jackson had an icy reunion, and after the game, Baker said he didn't appreciate Hugh going to a division rival. On Tuesday, Baker called Hugh, quote, fake on Instagram. And yesterday, Baker was asked more questions about Hugh. Let's hear what he had to say.
Anything you regret at all? No. People took it as me personally attacking Hugh. That's not it. It's the fact that I get to have my own opinion on how it transpired, and he gets to do what he wants. That's how it is. Although I'm an athlete, I'm not a cookie cutter quarterback. Never have been, never will be. I speak my mind. That's just how I am. So I didn't like the move, and people don't have to care. I mean, I'm not looking for anybody's approval. I don't regret any of it.
Why'd you call him fake?
There's just things that happen inside the building that I'm not going to get into detail with. It's in-house information. It doesn't matter.
But then when you understand it's a bit of a contradiction to put it out there.
I get it, but I don't have to go into details. That's just how it works.
All right, Shannon, what do you make of those comments?
I just don't get it. I don't get it why he keeps it going. Skip, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that someone told Baker something that Hugh said. This is why he's calling them fake. I've never seen a situation where the offensive coordinator and the head coach gets fired. Jimmy Haslam made this very clear. He will not tolerate internal discord.
Yep.
There's a reason why he said that. Now, Hugh can dress it up. Look, I'm not advocating that Hugh should have kept his job. Hugh could have easily been fired after last year 0-16. You go 1-31, you deserve to lose your job. And no one would blink an eye. Hugh losing his job, Skip, I don't think anybody is surprised by that. You and I might be surprised he kept it that long. But I don't get what Baker needs to understand is that just because you're not cookie cutter, just because you speak your mind, Skip, I was a guy, I spoke my mind, but I didn't speak my mind on everything. Because there's some things that you just keep to yourself and you just leave well enough alone. And you'll understand that. Now, this is what I don't get, Jenny. He says he speaks his mind, he doesn't regret anything. So did you not regret the crotch grab? Because you said you apologize for that. Oh, but what happens is that when you're interviewing for a job, you want people to see that you suffer somewhat humility. Now you're perfectly entrenched. You're the starter. I don't regret anything. Baker, you're going to learn the hard way that you can't say everything, and it's okay to take the high road. It doesn't make you any less of a man by taking the high road in certain instances. I believe this was one of the instances that you could have taken the high road and you come out looking well. But you want to do it your way, but you'll have to learn the hard way. Because I can assure you, there have been times that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Rodgers and all these other elite quarterbacks, Skip, you know they want to say something. You know they have something that's brewing inside them, but they know, you know what? Can't say that. It's okay.
Aaron says it a lot.
No, he doesn't.
Tom
No, he doesn't.
never says it. Sorry. Go ahead. You open the door.
Somehow, every time he gets an opportunity, he has to make this about Aaron and Tom. And it's really not. I'm just trying to make a point, Jen. I'm just trying to, get the people at home. I'm trying to navigate this. But what Baker will understand, Baker, you did make it about Hugh. You did it. You called him fake. So how do you not make it about Hugh or you taking a shot at Hugh when you call a man fake, Skip? That's exactly what you made it about. Okay. Because so now you made it. You're not cookie cutter. But this is what I love. I love Baker's. He's not cookie cutter. But when he had that incident in Arkansas, he's immature. Now in this situation, he's just speaking his mind. So you can't be immature in one situation and then speak your mind in the other. So basically, all of what we see, that's exactly who Baker Mayfield is. All of that. The Arkansas incident, the crotch grab, and speaking his mind to Hugh. All of those are who Baker Mayfield is. And like you say, Cleveland, you're going to learn the hard way. Take it or leave it.
So Shannon Sharpe, once again, you have missed the point and the boat on Baker Mayfield. Remember, he is not a one-time walk-on, he's a two-time walk-on.
Why?
He desperately needs to play with a chip on his shoulder because that's when he's at his best. So he always needs an enemy. He needs a battle. He needs a fight. And if there's not one, he's going to go pick one on the internet with some random follower. You know how he is. He'll just go find somebody, or he'll find somebody in the media, Colin Cowherd here on FS1, to fight with because he needs to fight. He needs to think that people are telling him he can't do it anymore. So what happened after both his coach and his coordinator got fired 3 games ago, and most of the NFL world wrote off the Cleveland Browns once again as a dysfunctional disaster? What happened, Mr. Sharpe? In the last 3 games, Baker Mayfield has thrown 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. He has completed 74% of his passes for 771 yards with a QBR for the 3 games of 87, and that includes the last 2 of 97 and 97, the last of which led the whole Sunday quarterback ratings. He's been on fire, and this is a first-year rookie starter who's playing at an extremely high level. He's been, I'll just say this, he's been a top 10 quarterback the last 3 weeks. And again, that's a small sample size, but he's doing it because everybody wrote him and them off. So, is he really mad about Hugh going to the Bengals? No, he's not mad about that because that's just silly.
Exactly.
He's a smart kid. He's smarter than that. He gets it. He got fired. He didn't choose to get fired. He got fired, and Marvin said, come on back down here.
Right.
And so he went back.
Right.
Can you blame him for that?
Right.
No, Baker doesn't blame him for that. But Baker does blame him for never giving Baker a shot to win the starting job.
I agree.
And it's something deeper, and there may have been something that was said to him that we don't know. But the truth was, all through Hard Knocks and training camp, Baker Mayfield was a Boy Scout by his standards. I kept waiting for the salvo, the backlash from Baker. I kept waiting for something politically incorrect from him. And he was a model of political correctness all through camp and all through the Tyrod games. How many were there? I don't know, 3 or 4 games.
4.
He didn't say a word about any of this, right? He was a model citizen for them. But once it broke, once he got his shot against the Jets that night on Thursday night, and he played very well in that game, albeit against the Jets, and once he had a couple of good games, he starts to get full of himself, but he needs a fight. And once you got fired, he's going to continue to pick a fight with you because that's his new enemy. I'll show you.
That's low-hanging fruit. That's easy.
Okay, it is easy, but he needs this. This is what drives him. It's how he's built. So what happened in college? So they're playing the lowly, at that point, Kansas Jayhawks, who are not so lowly as we speak. They just scored 40 at Oklahoma.
But they still took the 8.
Okay, they took the L, but still. So they're at Kansas a year ago, and in the coin flip, one of the Jayhawks refuses to. Baker extends his hand, and the kid wouldn't shake his hand.
Right.
And Baker goes crazy. These are like I said on the show that on Monday. These are the Jayhawks.
Right.
They're the doormat of your What are you doing?
Right.
And he's picking fights with people in the stands, yelling at
I've
them.
seen it.
Right?
Oh, I had
and
to
you've been there.
Make sure I had to ask their sports information director,
Yeah.
Mike, if it was okay. There was a moment he was yelling with a fan. I mean, this close with a fan in the stand, and I'm like, "Is Baker okay?"
doing?
He was like, "Oh yeah, he's fine. This will get him going."
He's fine. Okay, so
Crazy.
Okay, it's a little crazy, but this is what drives
him.
So he's so mad he grabs his crotch against the Jayhawks. Take that. Really?
Yeah.
You guys?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that's the lowest hanging
Right.
fruit, right? Okay, TCU not low hanging last year, so TCU came in. They played them twice in big games, but the one at Norman, one of the TCU kids had the audacity to trot across the back line of the end zone during OU's warm-ups on that end of the field. And Baker said, "Oh, yeah, watch this." And he drilled the kid. He had his helmet on, thank God. Drilled him right in the helmet. It was a gunshot, man. It was just a boom, right? Just jarred him. Okay, that's who this kid is. That he wants, let's fight. Let's go right now.
Yep.
That drives him. He's overachiever. He's about 6 feet tall. He's Drew Brees size.
Skip, all the guys, especially a lot of guys that play professional sports, have overcome something. It's not the battles that we see that they overcome that makes them strong. It's the battles that we don't see that they fight and win that makes them strong. So him picking a fight with Hugh, that's low-hanging fruit. That doesn't tell me anything about him. That tells me nothing.
He picks fights on the internet with random people, like somebody I know sitting near me at this point. Do you need it? Yes.
Bro, listen.
You need
I'm
it.
not gonna.
Yes.
First of all,
Yes. Yes.
I'm not gonna go back and forth. But this is not the battle you can win, Baker. I'm not gonna go back.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna. You can't win this.
It's an unwinnable battle.
You can't win this lip sparring battle with O'Shea Sharpe.
Okay. Oh, you.
He
Now,
yeah.
I think you can't win your battles with whoever.
I'm 500-0.
Really?
When it comes to this tongue wrestling, I'm undisputed.
Really?
I'm Ali, Mayweather. I'm cut from a different cloth.
Boy, that
never
happened on this show.
Oh, this lip sparring jitty.
Yeah.
What?
Huh? Somebody's delusional across from me.
I wouldn't want to be on your bad side.
Well, I thought you were talking about tweet sparring.
Oh, yeah, Skip, I'm undefeated.
Really?
Undefeated.
Well, in your mind,
Undefeated.
I'm sure, because you get the last word,
Yeah,
right?
but Skip, let this go. Okay, you've moved on. What you've
I
done.
don't think he's
No,
gonna let
but I'm
it
saying,
go.
Skip, you've proven to Hugh that he should have given you an opportunity to win the job.
That's true.
Okay, you're perfectly entrenched as the starting quarterback.
You could be right, but Baker's going to need a new fight. He's going to have to find somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals.
Okay, he doing all this. So if they don't win the division, if they don't make the playoffs, what's all this for?
Building blocks. I mean, just
If
are they better than they were a year ago? Yep.
I'm saying at the end of the day, what is this for?
What he's doing right now?
What if the Cleveland Browns, if they don't win the division, let's just say in the next 5 years, what have they accomplished?
Well, in the 5 years, you just said about this year.
Yeah.
What they're accomplishing right now is they beat Baltimore at home, they beat Atlanta at home.
Yeah.
They should have beaten Oakland in Oakland when Oakland was still playing at a high level. Well, they did.
Oakland, first of all, let's get this correct. Oakland hadn't played at a high level this year. So let's go ahead and remove that.
I thought they were pretty good in that game.
Really?
Cleveland was playing pretty well at that point.
No, Oakland hadn't been good. Skip, they won 2 games. John Gruden sincerely, desperately want that number 1 overall pick. We're going to talk about him a little later. But let this go. Okay, Baker, you're right. Hugh is two-faced. He's a snake. He's a weasel. He's a scoundrel. He's a charlatan.
All he was saying about fake is that he was pledging allegiance to the Browns like we're all in this together, and the next thing Baker knew, he's on the Bengals staff. Okay, that's what he's calling fake.
What college coach? I can assure you, Jimbo Fisher said the same thing to Florida State before he signed his 10-year, $75 million to coach Texas A&M. That happens. What's new with what you did, Skip? They do that all the time.
I got no issue with
Not
it.
me either.
And I promise you, Baker Mayfield deep down has no issue with it.
And we know what it was about, Skip. You and I saw through this from the beginning. It ain't about no Hugh leaving and going to Cincinnati. The man wanted to get a job. Nobody else was going. Listen, people don't beat your door down when you're 3-36 over 3 years, Skip. People don't beat your door down to come coach their football team. So he has to get back any way he can to start. Basically, he's starting from under the ground to get back to the ground to try and build his way back up. And there are no assurances that he's ever going to be a head coach in the NFL again, Skip. There's no guarantee. Because how do you sell that to your fans? That this guy once went 1-15, 0-16.
Well, the speculation is that he's going to replace Marvin next year.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Would that be a good move?
Because guess what? He might, because the Cleveland Browns are on the hook for most of the
In fact, I
salary.
believe our guy Jake Glazer had that on Sunday as a possibility.
Just let Baker let it go.
Yep.
You're the face of the franchise, and franchise quarterbacks, legit, real franchise quarterbacks, don't get in those verbal sparring matches with internet trolls.
Shannon, the one thing he said that was very true is he is not cookie cutter as quarterbacks go.
You don't have to be. Okay, give me the quarterback that's been worth anything that displayed this kind of behavior that Baker Mayfield is doing. Name one.
Jim McMahon.
Skip. The man.
He won the Super Bowl.
He had 1 year.
Well, he did. I'm just saying.
Hell, I could have won the Super Bowl with that defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can go back in the day. Everybody, Joe Namath was this way. Kenny Stabler was this way. That's when it was different.
Yeah.
That's when the expectations of the quarterback were different.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks weren't looked at as CEO.
They were not.
Those guys.
I would agree.
I mean, if you go back and look at, what was it, Super Bowl III, Lynn Dawson is on the sideline smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. But the Super Bowl, Skip.
Okay.
Even when I got into the league, guys smoked at halftime.
Yeah.
It's a different time now.
Okay.
Expectations are different, so you should act accordingly.
This kid is another shatter the mold kid. He is.
Like me, you see how button up I am, Skip? I come up here and I'm presentable. That ain't how I am at home. Old hood Shannon.
Really?
Old hood, yeah. I know Jimmy. Oh, he was on the phone last night talking to Matt. You effer, you better get here.
I would never say those words, Shannon. Just
thank you.
Jenny.
I believe Jenny on this one.
No mercy.
The Lakers had high expectations coming into the season, and right now they're 11-9. And now there might be friction between LeBron and Luke Walton. Anonymous scouts told ESPN that when LeBron is running the point, he rarely looks to the bench to get the play calls from Walton. The scouts added that if LeBron sees a play call, he ignores it. But Walton will typically just let LeBron call the game he wants. This is interesting. Shannon, are you buying this?
To a certain extent. I'm sure that LeBron does run some of the plays out on the floor. I don't think he's ignoring that would be a problem. If every play that Luke sent in and LeBron ignored it, that would be a problem. I believe that Magic Johnson had latitude. That every play that Pat Riley sent in, Magic Johnson didn't run. I don't believe every play that Chuck Daly, the great coach of rest his soul for Detroit, Isaiah ran. Skip, you know great players, John Stockton and Jerry Sloan. I don't believe he ran every single play. And so for me, do I think LeBron deserves to have some latitude to run plays that he thinks is going to be successful? Sure. It would be a problem if every play Luke sent in, LeBron ignores. Because I don't believe LeBron is deliberately doing that. I don't believe LeBron is trying to get Luke Walton fired. But at the end of the day, I do believe that LeBron knows he's as good a student of the game as there is. And he deserves to have some latitude. But even if he were to, let's say 10, 15% of the time he ignores Luke, it's not like he's calling his own number to get his own shot. We know sometimes, Skip, we've criticized LeBron for being unselfish to a fault.
Yep.
And we think, LeBron, you're LeBron James. Take the shot. Don't defer to someone else that are lesser tier. And even if you feel they're comparable, you're LeBron James, still take the shot. So, Skip, for me, do I think LeBron goes it alone sometimes? Sure. But I believe that Tom Brady does not run every play that Josh McDaniels sends in.
No.
Or Drew Brees run every single play that Sean Payton, because we see.
No, I'm not saying Brady would ignore the play call, but he might check out of it.
Right. Because, Skip, in college, you see the quarterback, he's always looking to the side.
How they do it.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
But the NFL, sometimes you see them, okay, need a play, and then they're like, never mind, I just run the play. The quarterback and the coordinator, the head coach, Skip, they have a situation, especially in football, that we've gone over the game plan. We know what we want to run in certain situations. And so if the play is not coming in, I'm going to go with a play that we've discussed all week long, and I'm going to go with that play. Or I feel that there have been times that John has called a play. Mike might have wanted to run Mike Shanahan, the head coach of Denver, or Cool might have sent a play in, and John was like, Nah, let's do this. I like this play better.
But John had earned that right.
Yes. You don't think LeBron has?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then. I
Okay.
don't really. But I'm tired of these anonymous. I'm tired of y'all trying. See, what they're trying to do is cause dissension. They're trying to cause conflict because they see what LeBron has got this thing brewing. Because if you look at Houston, they getting the doors blown off them on a consistent basis. Utah, all the teams that we thought were going to be way up there going to only lose like 2 games.
Wait a second. Utah just got fourth Corver, so now you're in trouble, right?
We're going to get him by the trade deadline.
Are you?
Yeah,
You're going to retrade?
Yep.
You're going to get him again?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll get him.
I think Utah got him, and he was there for 4 years before. I think he's going to be happy there.
He ain't happy.
Yeah.
He like playing with LeBron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't disagree with that. Okay, my take on this. First of all, I'm going to say what I've said 1,000 times on live television. LeBron James was born to play the point. He, as a little kid, what he did best was see it and feel it and execute it before anybody on defense could figure out what he was doing.
Right.
He has the highest basketball IQ I have ever witnessed. I know Magic's is in the ballpark. It's somewhere, it's hard to quantify that, but I'm going to give LeBron even a slight edge over Magic. The point is, the Lakers started to percolate and take off once LeBron said, you know what, I'm going to play on the ball. And it was in part caused with the loss of Rajon Rondo.
Correct.
But in larger part, I think LeBron, remember the cracked quote, I almost cracked?
Right.
Well, when he gets to that point, what's the default there? I need the ball.
Right.
Just give me the ball because I know how to do it.
Correct.
Well, he does. He knows how to do it at the highest level,
Right.
better than anybody playing the game right now.
Right.
He's still the best point guard in basketball. Seriously.
Right.
I'm not trying to, that's not sarcastic. I'm giving, that's what he is. That's who he was born to be. So, the hypothetical here is that the anonymous scouts, these are advanced scouts just scouting the Lakers for other teams that are about to play them. They're seeing LeBron dribble the ball up the floor as the point guard, and Luke's over there calling out a play, and LeBron is ignoring that play because there are two kinds of play calls in basketball. There's that kind that's called as you're dribbling the ball up the floor, and then there's the timeout play, the play you're going to run out of a timeout. I don't think LeBron would ignore that call. Unless, of course, it was David Blatt who called the play for Kyrie, and LeBron said, no, I want to shoot the ball, right?
Yeah, we were trying to get him up out of there.
Yeah, well, that got him up out of there. That was definitely the beginning of that end.
He was sabotaging.
Maybe he was. But in this case, LeBron, if you call a play out of a timeout, LeBron's going to go along with that.
Correct.
But I think 100% of the time, he's not going to look over to Luke about this, doing whatever the hand signal play is.
And shouldn't Skip, they have already gone over this in meetings? Shouldn't they already know LeBron know to a certain degree?
Some idea.
Yeah.
But again, look, seriously, LeBron has twice the basketball mind that Luke Walton has. Twice. And that's no disrespect to Luke.
Right.
It's just LeBron James we're talking about.
Yeah.
And Luke was a decent NBA player, and he won championships for good teams. We get that. And his father was a great NBA, all-time great. But still, this is LeBron James. So the story, Brian Windhorst's story, also pointed out that after a while, Luke quit even trying to signal in plays when LeBron's dribbling the ball at the floor because, come on, let him do it.
Right.
And again, he's not always going to call his own number. He's just going to get everybody in the right place.
He's going to call what he believes is the right play for in that situation. And plus, Skip, while he's calling the plays for Luke, at the end of the day, most of these guys, with the exception of Rondo, that possessed the ball, hadn't really won. They're young. Kyle Kuzma is young. Brandon Ingram is young. Josh Hart is young. So all the guys that can initiate the offense are young. So Lonzo, very young.
And all the rest of them they qualify as cast-offs.
Yes.
They've been discarded a bunch of times by various teams.
I mean, but look how LeBron has made JaVale. Even JaVale McGee at his absolute best has never looked like he's looked this year.
Agreed.
He looks like a viable big man this league.
Right.
That's directly attributed.
Right.
Yeah, he's playing more minutes. But look who LeBron goes out of his way to make sure gives him feeds early. He'll dump it down to him in the post. You're like, why are you dumping the ball down to JaVale McGee? He's supposed to get balls off the rim. He's supposed to run the floor. You don't run plays for him, but LeBron will dump it down to him and he'll throw
Agreed. LeBron has made Kyle Kuzma better.
Yes.
He's made Josh Hart better.
Yes.
He's made KCP better. Lonzo, I'm not sure. Lonzo has had to defer and said, okay, I got to play off guard.
Right.
So his assists have fallen about 3 a game, and they're going to keep plummeting as long as this. But again, he'll just sort of go along with LeBron and kind of vibe off him and say, "Do you?" And all of a sudden, Lonzo's having to play the 2 guard.
And sometimes Lonzo, but he's also made Lonzo a little bit more aggressive. We've seen Lonzo more aggressive this year.
He will actually occasionally attack the basket.
Yes.
And he'll go ahead and pull up and shoot it with some conviction from 3. And he's shooting it better from outside, in large part because LeBron made him feel better about it.
Yeah,
LeBron, well, I'm going back about 3 games ago, but LeBron said he doesn't realize how great, how great he is.
He can, when he's aggressive. Yeah, he got a charge. Oh, well, so what?
Okay.
Yeah, he shot a couple of balls. So what? Shoot it.
Okay.
Drive it.
All right.
And that's what LeBron does. He gives you confidence. Skip, there's nothing like what a great player gives you confidence. I remember the first time, I thought I could play in the league, Skip. I really did thought I could play. I was like, man, hey, I put up these numbers, and everybody's, well, you played against Savannah State.
I know, but what you had going for you was your brother was a star.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't until John Elway, one practice in training camp, my rookie year, pulled me aside. He said, called me T. He said, T, you could be special. I remember going, and that was my nickname. That's what he called me. It's a long story, Skip.
That must be a really long story.
It's a really long story.
Shannon Sharpe is
T. But I remember going and calling my brother. Yeah. And I said, John Elway told me I can be special. He says that means something.
No, I'd say.
Because obviously he sees something.
What did your big brother tell you?
He said, keep working.
Well, did he say you could be special?
Oh, yeah, he already knew it.
Or was he threatened?
No. I was never going to be that special because I was going to get the opportunity that he was getting. But and so when LeBron tells Lonzo you can be great,
it's huge.
I mean that's
it. These kids are just they're like.
Thank you. Can you imagine Michael Jordan telling one of his teammates, dude, you can be special? Now, I don't believe Michael would have ever told anybody that.
He didn't have many young teteammates. They went old. They were always veteran. Yep.
And, maybe that's what LeBron, like, Michael never had any, young teammates.
Not like
Magic had a young teammate, but I still don't know how Magic Johnson wins the NBA title and then they get James Worthy. How you do that, Skip? Can you imagine the Warriors winning the NBA title and then getting the first pick in the draft?
I don't know. Ask Dr. Buss. The late great Dr. Buss. They figured it out.
They pulled it off. Well, he got him in 80. Yeah, they did win the title in 82. Yeah, they won the title in 82 and they got James Worthy. But
they won it because this freshman kid hit the shot of shots.
Big game James Worthy had 29 points. He was also player of the year. He was Naismith.
Michael Jordan hit the game winner as a true freshman.
He had 14 points, but what about big game James?
What about Michael Jordan? You saw it coming. Greatest player ever. Right there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing up the game.
He hit that shot as a true freshman, but nobody saw what we see, what he came to be. Nobody saw that.
No.
Well, no, nobody.
The only man who could stop Michael Jordan was Dean Smith, the coach, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He coached him, and he bought in. Not a whole lot of people. I mean, it takes a special talent to coach that.
All right. Well, we are going to leave it there because we have some big news coming out of the NFL. Reuben Foster is now a Washington Redskin. There are layers to this story, and we'll discuss next.
No mercy.
The Redskins claimed linebacker Reuben Foster off waivers on Tuesday, and the move came after the 49ers released Foster following his arrest last weekend on a domestic violence charge. His former coach, Kyle Shanahan, said he was, quote, a little surprised any team picked him up. Foster cannot play until the NFL's investigation is over, but Jay Gruden gave his own update yesterday. Take a listen.
There's no guarantee he's ever going to play here, to be honest with you. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do, personally, with the team, with the NFL, with himself, before he even thinks about playing football again.
Jay, was there concern about the public reaction, the fan reaction, considering the nature of the accusations?
A little bit, yeah, I'm sure there was, from Bruce and Dan and obviously Doug. So, but at the end of the day, we decided to make the move, and we'll deal with the outcry, so to speak. But for the most part, this is a young athlete, a young person who got himself into some trouble, and we want to find out exactly what happened.
Okay, Shannon, what's your reaction?
This is a terrible look for the Washington team, Skip. And you say you want to find out what happened. Shouldn't you have found this information out, Skip, before you signed him? Now, it's being reported that Reuben Foster got in trouble with the young lady before. He said that she lied and tried to blackmail him. Why would you ever put yourself back in that situation again with the same lady? Skip, not only could she have hurt you financially, professionally, but she could have ruined you personally. And you put yourself back in that situation? Bruh, Reuben Foster. Now, Skip, we know for a fact that Reuben Foster have anger issues. Remember, he went to the combine. Now, the combine, if you're a professional want to be a professional football player, this is the ultimate interview. He got sent home.
For anger management.
Because of anger issues.
Yep.
So we know that for absolute, because can you imagine, Skip, if I'm interviewing, I'd have came here interviewing for Fox, and the person that's interviewing me say something I like, and I turn his desk over. I mean, I don't know what, and then all of a sudden I'm surprised if I don't get a job. Even though he did that, his talent was so immense that teams were willing to overlook that, even San Francisco. Even the first time he got in the situation that John Lynch, who I know very well, says we're going to do our due diligence, and we believe in him. Skip, at some point in time, even Lynch says, but this. He said, no more. If you get in any more trouble, we got to let you go. And for Washington, because, well, if we didn't do it, someone else did. Oh, well, don't you attach your name to this without doing your homework. They did no homework. Then they tell the lie. Well, this was Bruce Allen. Well, Skip, this is what we know. In the Colin Kaepernick situation, in his peaceful protest, every coach said this has to go up the flagpole, which means the owner. So you mean to tell me you're going to allow the head coach and Doug Williams, who I think is player personnel, to sign off on this, and this is not going to reach Bruce Allen, who's the general manager? This is not going to reach the owner, which is Dan Snyder? And you trot Doug Williams and Jay Gruden to answer these questions?
Especially Jay Gruden. He became the spokesman for it.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Are you really trying to insult the people's intelligence? And Reuben Foster, how would you put yourself in that situation again? When you said this woman has lied on you and she could have ruined you both professionally and personally, and you put yourself back in harm's way again? Come on, Reuben. And the Redskins said, well, we talked to somebody, I hate saying that. Washington said they talked to some of his former teammates. Jonathan Allen said, and Clint Duke says, they ain't talked to us. They played with Reuben Foster. He ain't talked to us. Now, somebody's lying, Skip. And see, that's what happens when you lie. See, I told you. When you lie, you have to remember what lie you told. You'd have been well enough alone not to say anything. But when you say, well, we talked to some of his former teammates, and two of his former teammates say, well, you ain't talked to us.
What's your reaction,
Skip? This is a bad look.
It is. So, I do not enjoy talking about these kinds of stories, and I don't pretend to know what went on between Reuben Foster and his on-again, off-again girlfriend. I have no idea. My gut feeling from afar is where there's been so much smoke, I'm pretty sure there's been some fire.
Yes.
And some fire is way too much fire for me, so there's no way I would have taken a chance on Reuben Foster and signed him. As good a football player as he is, in those 2 championship games against Deshaun Watson and Clemson, he jumped off my TV screen. He's sideline to sideline. Yeah. There is no doubting his ability, but there is huge doubt about his ability off the field.
Yes.
His
decision making.
Yes, that is correct. So let's go back to last April when he was charged, Reuben Foster, with felony counts of multiple domestic violence against this woman, possession of a weapon, and infliction of bodily harm. So that's on April 12th, but on April 25th, this girlfriend, through her lawyer, made a statement saying Foster did not strike her, injure her, or threaten her. And then a few days later, she also testified under oath that she had fabricated the story as, quote, a money scheme, unquote. Now, this is behavior consistent with a lot of battered women.
Correct.
So I don't know exactly what happened there, but I do know that this past weekend, he actually flew her to the game in Tampa. So wait a second. He's on a zero tolerance policy to start with, and they have had a troubled relationship, to put it mildly, a volatile relationship. Correct. So you go on a business trip. Wouldn't you call that a business trip to Tampa?
That's what we're always calling it.
It's a business trip. And you fly her there, and I think he was actually touting it on Twitter. You know, I'm going to have a special guest. And then another incident occurs. Well, obviously, as Kyle Shanahan said yesterday, he was very surprised anybody would sign Reuben Foster. He said, I don't mean just the Redskins, just anybody.
Right.
Well, so I'm shocked. And it does not speak well of Dan Snyder, number one, because he's spoken out against domestic violence.
Yes.
Well, what do you got here? I don't know the exact details of what happened, but there's a whole lot of smoke here and probably a lot of fire.
Skip, and look, I don't know how many people watching this show has ever been in love, but love is a powerful drug. And it makes you do things, it makes you say things that you probably wouldn't normally do. But at some point, Reuben Foster, when this lady is endangering, and I can't continuously blame her because you keep allowing yourself to be placed in this situation. But at some point in time, you have to make grown man decisions. You're a grown man. And you have to ask yourself, what's more important to me? Personally and professionally, my career, or because this can jeopardize it. Because people look at this, they look at batterers in a totally different eye than they did, say, 20 years ago, say even 10 years ago.
That is correct.
And you keep placing yourself in harm's way.
Yep.
Reuben, you got to be smarter than this. Skip, when you go on a trip, and we normally fly in that's normally get there around 3:30, 4 o'clock that afternoon, knowing we're going to play 1 o'clock the following that Sunday. Skip, but you don't go shopping. You don't go to the mall. You don't do all that stuff. You're there for one thing, to win a football game, get back on the plane and leave. Come, Reuben.
So now she has accused him again.
Right.
And now her lawyer says she is going to see this through. Okay? So I'm going to hark back to what I said about Jerry Jones signing Greg Hardy. Remember that one?
Yes.
Because that was pretty cut and dry to me. I said on national TV repeatedly, I was disgusted and I was ashamed of my Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones for signing Greg Hardy, who had lost a bench trial because his accuser testified under oath in graphic, horrifying detail about what he had done to her. He lost the bench trial, but there's a little loophole in North Carolina when you can request a jury trial.
Appeal, so he appealed and requested.
Yeah, and she did not show up, and the authorities said, they just openly told the media.
She got a financial settlement.
Yeah, that they had reached a settlement. She had been paid off. Oh, great. And then Jerry Jones is going to sign this guy? Well, it was a bad idea because he was just not stable to begin with, and he created all kinds of incidents and situations.
So let that sink in, people.
Yep.
They signed Greg Hardy. They signed Reuben Foster.
Yep.
But Colin Kaepernick is without a job.
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
Let that sink in, Skip.
Yeah. Well, I know. I can't even put those two in the same ballpark.
Exactly. You're like, well, hold on, wait a minute. This man has done nothing. He's harmed no one. He's wronged no one.
Right. I mean, don't even put him in the same sentence.
Right. But Skip, Reuben, and Skip, I believe in giving people a chance. I believe in letting the process. But why would you keep placing yourself in this situation? Why would you keep placing yourself in harm's way?
Because that's why John Lynch just said, that's it. It's
Because
over. Yeah.
When I watch this kid, and I tell you, Skip, when I look at a middle linebacker, I want to know two things. Two things. Is he violent and is he sudden on the football field? And it seems to me that he has a hard time realizing when he's off the field and when he's on the field, and he can't differentiate between the two. Because you look at this kid, you watch him play, he's coming with bad intention. You look at all the great middle linebackers from the Lewises to the Buckuses to the Singletaries, the Urlachers. They're sudden. This kid is sudden, but he has some serious problems that he needs to get addressed. Don't worry about football, bro. You need to get your issues under control.
I agree.
So you can maximize your earning potential. But right now, they need to sit. First of all, they should have never signed him. They should have done their homework first. You don't sign a guy and then go talk about, well, he might not ever play. Well, why the hell you sign him? Skip, when do you ever sign a player with the intentions of not having him play?
And it took them 72 hours to make that move, which means that they clearly didn't have time to do all of the homework needed. And if the legal system clears him, we have a different story. But right now, we've got a guy that's been arrested 3 times in 2018, and we're just going to give him another shot. And I think those fans should be upset. There are too many red flags.
Well, look, they got to honor that he loves that last name of his team. So he don't care about a whole lot.
That's a whole nother issue.
It is frustrating.
There's not a whole lot that worries him, Skip. Because the check go clear. The NFL checks, they still clearing.
They do.
Okay, well, the Cowboys, we got a big game for them tonight. Are they going to be able to pull off the upset? We're going to discuss more.
They know maybe. Say no. No.
No mercy.
So speaking of that game, the Cowboys are a 7.5-point underdog tonight. Drew Brees and company are averaging over 37 points per game, have won 10 in a row. The Cowboys have looked pretty good lately. They've won 3 straight. Zeke Elliott has rushed for over 100 yards in each of those games, but the Saints have the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. We are joined by Rob Parker.
What's happening? Good morning.
Tonight's the night. We've been talking about this game all week. Do you give Dallas any shot?
Come on, Shannon.
It's time.
Together. Let's do it together. No way, no how. You know it ain't happening.
That was unbelievable. Well done.
On.
And it was original.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Never
heard that at all? Come on. You know what? They've had a nice little run. The 3 wins, not overly impressive, but they won the games. I'm not going to take it away. A win is a win, and I never poo-poo winning. But they're not going to beat the Saints. They just won't. They're not good enough. They don't have enough firepower. Dak Prescott's not big. And the other part is the Cowboys, let's be honest. How many big games, and I consider this like a playoff game, how many big playoff wins have the Cowboys had since 1995? You ready? 3. That's all they've had.
That was homework.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that? You get an A.
That's a big old 3, too.
That's a big 3. But that's the only 3. They've only won 3, and I say this
They
like
actually won 4 against the.
That did not
It's
count.
really 5
No,
because the
that's
Des
Green
catch
Bay
game was
and
4,
Green
and
Bay
then
and
the Mason crossbar. That was just.
Oh, what
they
about
won
the
that
Lions
game.
one?
No, that was the other one.
Yeah,
they did win that one. That's the one they got. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay, go ahead.
But they just haven't. I look at it as a playoff game from this standpoint. You win this game, and all of a sudden, people are looking at you saying, "Wow, you've won 4 in a row. You're leading the division. You just knocked off the hottest team in the NFL. You got something going."
Yeah.
But I don't expect that to happen. I expect this to be business as usual, which will mean big game, big loss for the Cowboys, and then everybody will look and all the flaws and all the issues that this team has. People will see and say, okay, they're doing okay for the NFC least. They're doing well for that, but they're not one of the elite teams. So I don't expect.
Yeah, they got a shot. They're going to get a tetanus shot after the Saints put foots in them.
Really?
Yeah.
They're going to need tetanus
Yeah,
shots.
tetanus.
Boy.
But you know what's
going to bite them?
No. Just trample. Just run it.
Who is this, Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
You know what? Look, this is football, pro football. It's one game, so anything can happen.
Uh-oh,
But I think
somebody's trying to
No.
backtrack.
But I'm trying to get a couple of cases out of you. You say the Cowboys have a realistic chance. He's like, oh, the Hall of Famer says they got. The Hall of Famer says they got a chance. Let me bet it, but you won't do it.
Well, you already tipped yourself off, right? You're trying to snake
I gave you.
You just disqualified yourself.
I told you I'd give you 7 points. You don't even want 7.
I'll take 14.
No, I'm not giving you no 4. Skip, you said you got the second hottest team in football behind the Saints. You won 3 in a row. We beat the Falcons. We beat your Eagles. We beat them. Yeah, I get all that. But you don't want to take this bet. But anyway, I like Drew Brees. I like the way they play. They don't turn the football over. They don't let you hit their quarterback. And the Cowboys are very capable of doing that. They got a very good defensive line. They can rush with 4, get to your quarterback. They got 2 very good linebackers that are outstanding young players. But the question is, and I know Jared says, they can win games like this if they play their type of game. Well, to play your type of game, you got to hope the Saints are not on their game because they force you, Skip. You got to score points to beat them. I believe you need to get somewhere north of 30 points in order to beat the Saints. I don't believe you can, they're too good. And if you're playing outside, you're playing in the cold, maybe that 24-23 game is more realistic. But you're going to be on the carpet. You're going to be in a closed environment, which is very good for the Saints. And normally, to beat a team like this that's used to playing indoors, at this time of the year, you normally have to take them outside. They're going to be inside. They can run it. They can throw it. They got a top 10 rushing attack. Drew Brees, statistically, is as good as we've ever seen at completing the football. So I think it's going to be a 10-point win for the Saints.
What happened in December of 2009? Do you remember that game at New Orleans? Is it at New Orleans?
I remember
indoors.
I know what happened in 2013.
I'm just asking you, do you remember what happened in December of 2009
I can't remember
on a
what I
Saturday
ate
night?
yesterday.
Yeah. I love how you always remember.
You should remember this because it was the only bet you ever won from me because I took Peyton against Breeze in that Super Bowl. But that was the year.
Oh, no, I did.
The New Orleans Saints had won every game until this fateful Saturday night game in New Orleans. Guess what the final score was? That team was hot. That
What
Drew
was the
Brees
final
team.
score?
24-17 Dallas. Biggest upset of the year in the NFL, and they went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they had just blown out Tom Brady and company.
Drew Brees
in that
turned
same
the ball
game.
over. He ain't turned it over
Okay,
tonight.
well, I'm just saying. So, it is my turn, and I'm here to tell both of you, I just got a feeling about this game, and I have a feeling about this team. I think it has taken off. And I told you last Monday, don't let this team suddenly click. Don't let it gel, because it hasn't gelled yet. I didn't love the way it played against the Redskins on Thanksgiving. I was not that impressed. There was a lot not to like about that game. And they can't do those things tonight, or they're going to get obliterated on the national stage again, the way they did by the Tennessee Titans on Monday night. But my confidence level on the, I'll give you 0 to 10 confidence level. I'm at a 5, which is pretty good.
What is that for 5?
Okay, this is the greatest offense ever because the quarterback is playing the greatest quarterback season we have ever seen.
What does he have,
this
39-2?
Well, it's impossible to stop him because he's been sacked only 10 times in, what do they play, 11 games. So you can't get to him. You can't touch him. And if you let this man stand back there, he's going to break the all-time completion percentage record, which he's on pace to do. He's at 76%.
76.6.
Okay, 77%. So why do I have a feeling about this game? Because don't let my team take off because it has some nuclear firepower. And you say, oh, they're not that good.
They don't have
They're not that good.
Ezekiel Elliott is the transcendent running back in pro football, and he is now once again leading the league in rushing because the last 3 games he's gone 100, 100, 100 plus. He went for 150 against your Eagles, and they are your Eagles until you disown them.
Right.
And so that's 3 straight games in which he has been the difference maker. And again, New Orleans leads the league in rushing yards allowed, in large part because nobody has time to run the ball against them because they just get blown out. So if this team, look, if New Orleans jumps up 17-3 after a quarter, I'm out. You got me, because it's going to wind up 40-12 or whatever the score is, right? Yep. They're going to go up. They might even score 50. They scored 48 against your Eagles, albeit in New Orleans. But the point is, if Zeke gets off hot the way he's gotten off hot against the Eagles in Philadelphia when he went for 152, then they can begin to control the clock.
Yes.
And Dak Prescott, I've never said he was great. He's not Aaron Rodgers as a thrower of the football. He's just a playmaker. He just makes plays with his legs and his arm. And he's gutsy. He's a warrior. He's a battler. He's a playmaker. So if he can make some key third down throws, because he's got a viable option now. Amari Cooper is really good, and he's really happy.
He's helped out, no doubt about it.
Well, I want you
He's
to
happy.
say Zeke is the reason this offense is going.
Well,
I want you to say that.
give you, that's the starting point, but Dak's arm and legs are huge also. They're a 1-2 combo.
He the engine.
Huh?
He the engine.
Okay, well, I'll take him being the engine tonight.
I think you're going to be disappointed. This is going to be Michigan, Ohio State.
Okay.
This is what this is going to wind up being.
Okay, well,
all right. I'm telling you, I'm warning you right now.
39,
Remember that.
So
No, I'm not giving you all these points.
I'm doing the math. What's 62 minus 39?
What did Michigan do?
20.
Skip, you know it's a rarity for an NFL team to get to 60 points.
Will you give me 21?
I'm not giving you 21.
Well, then you said it's Michigan all over again.
It is. It's going to be the same result. Remember what I said after this game.
Blowout. That's what he said.
I remember what you say about a lot of games, and you're always wrong.
I'm not always wrong.
How many dinners do you owe me?
Oh, you won.
Okay.
That's
One
all.
big one. But that doesn't really work because
Well,
in
he
that
won
game,
you won the
Michigan
Super Bowl
was
last
favored,
year.
so
Well, you also bet me that the Patriots are going to miss the playoffs, and I think you're almost shot with that one, right?
I might be.
Yeah.
I'm telling you it's going to be a blowout.
Here's the other big picture point that you are missing. So Jerry Jones compared this to our Super Bowl. Everybody leaped on that, but I didn't have nearly as big a problem with that as I had with DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor saying, we're going to punch him in the mouth and we're going to choke him out.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not going to do that. But Jerry Jones has some point going here because you don't have to consider this your Super Bowl. You can go ahead and let it fly tonight. But remember, they're in the driver's seat in the division. This is not a must-win tonight. There's not Super Bowl.
Oh, yes, it is.
If they don't win tonight, the Eagles going to bust them up next week.
Oh, please.
The Eagles are going to win the division.
Okay, time out. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So Dallas has remaining games at home against the Eagles. Then they get to...
Loss.
loss, really?
Yeah, they're losing.
They get Tampa at home, and then they go to the Giants. So, again, they're going to win 3 of their last 4. And I used to think they were going to beat the Colts, but now they have to go to Indianapolis, and I'm not sure about that one.
That might be Eli's swan song, that Giants game.
Comeback player of the year.
Comeback
player of the year, Andrew Luck going to throw 4 touchdowns.
Listen what your Eagles have. They got Washington at home, which is dicey. It's
That's right,
dicey.
that's a win.
Then they come to Dallas. They go to the Rams. They got the Texans at home, and then they end up at Washington.
And that's why they can win the division.
Yeah, you can go win. Want to bet me on that? Because you got 3 cases on it. You're going to lose that bet. I'm going to win this bet.
You're not.
The team I'm afraid of is still the Redskins.
Stop.
Because they got Philly they're at Philly.
That's
then they got the Giants. They're at Jacksonville. They're at Tennessee. And then Philly at home.
Lost.
Okay, the point is
they're going 2 and 3.
These other 2 teams are going to lose 3 more games. They're both, and Dallas is going to win 3 of their last 4. They're sitting pretty. Who's in the driver's seat right now? It's Dallas.
About to crash though.
Yeah,
you're about to crash.
Yeah.
That's why That's why you should get out.
I can't wait for the Monday night game because what's in my back pocket right now is if New Orleans wins 60-0 tonight, the Eagles still have to come a week from Monday night.
They're gonna beat the brakes off you, and then we'll be in the driver's seat.
Beat the brakes off?
Beat the brakes.
Did you see what happened at Philadelphia? Did you see Carson wince? Because I wince every time I see him play, and he was making me wince.
I want you to have
Sunday.
that same energy next Tuesday, too.
Yeah.
In a week,
they were in trouble. They almost lost to the
So
Giants.
you're saying they're winning tonight or not?
I did. I'm picking them to win. I just got a good feeling. It's lower scoring, 24-23. I got a last-second kick by my guy Brett the Fret Maher.
Yeah, okay. First of all, that feeling, you didn't take your probiotic this morning.
I take it every morning, every afternoon. Never miss.
No, so you should be drinking.
Sorry.
You should be drinking.
The man who's queasy is sitting across from me right now because I know you and I know your face, and you're starting to get nervous because you see my confidence level for this game is at a 5, and that's high.
He looks relaxed.
These are the Saints. They're a 7.5-point favorite at Dallas.
They're gonna beat the brakes.
What does that tell you?
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Vegas don't normally miss these, Skip. You see them old big old buildings they got, the Palazzo and the Bellagio and the Venetian.
It costs money to keep the lights on in those
I wonder
places.
how they keep building these buildings with winners' money.
Okay, give me 14 and I'm good.
No, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Vegas. How about it, Vegas?
Vegas said 7.
You're Vegas.
No.
It's going to be 14. They're going to lose by more than 14, but I'm not giving you those points. I've done that before. I'll give you 7.5. That's what
I'll
the
take
line
14 right now.
Why won't you take 7.5? You said it's going to be a close game.
You said they're gonna win straight up.
Yeah.
Drew Brees.
Yeah.
It's a defense
It's
that
Dak Prescott.
over the last 3 games, the New Orleans defense has been number
Didn't
1
we
in the
just see
NFL.
him throw the Dak Prescott jersey in the garbage? And now all of a sudden,
I fished it out.
No, ED bought him another one. He got a
new
throwback
jersey?
from
I
ED.
got all kinds of
Maybe
jerseys.
Skip
I'm
knows
good.
something Vegas doesn't know,
I
guys.
am good. I just
He's
got a
feeling good
feeling.
about the
And I
week.
keep warning both of you, don't let my team take off because it's poised for takeoff. This is the icing game on a baking cake, and this cake is baking.
this is how many points they're going to score
And guess
tonight.
what?
Rob, thank you.
When you come in tomorrow,
Thank you for doing your
you gotta
homework
abort
for the
mission.
show.
You got to abort the
No,
mission.
I'll just be getting started
Oh, no, you
tomorrow.
won't.
I hope
Yeah,
not.
I'm
What
good.
is wrong, guys, with Aaron Rodgers?
Nothing.
That's a favorite debate around here. We'll tell you next.
No mercy.
So Aaron Rodgers and the 4-6-1 Packers have an uphill climb to get into the playoffs. USA Today wrote about Rodgers' struggles this season and said he has ignored open receivers underneath, and his completion percentage this year is among the lowest in his career. Rodgers responded to the criticism yesterday saying, quote, "I'm not playing any different this year, just not completing as many passes percentage-wise." Shannon, how do you explain the struggle?
Struggling.
Yeah.
20 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's struggling, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, I'm confused now. USA Today says Aaron Rodgers is ignoring the short open throws, holding on to the ball, trying to get big plays. Now, Skip Bayless just read me yesterday that Pro Football Focus that Aaron Rodgers has smashed the throwaway record because he refused to put the ball in harm's way by trying to get big plays.
Wait, no, get it right. He's already broken it. He hasn't smashed it. We still have how many? 5 games to go. And through this minute, through 11 games, he has 47 throwaways, which broke the all-time record by Phillip Rivers of 46 already with these many games. So now we'll see what happens.
So I'm confused. So which is it? So is he foregoing the big plays?
You want me to go?
No. Now, I know a guy, Jenny. Let's just say for the sake of argument. I know a guy that has fewer passing yards fewer passing touchdowns, more interceptions, been sacked less than Aaron Rodgers, and here to go. He having an unbelievable season. Aaron Rodgers has been sacked twice as many times as Tom Brady. Has more passing yards, fewer interceptions, more passing touchdowns. But he's struggling.
Who won the game?
I know
played head-to-head.
This
He's
is
like,
what-
wait, Tom Brady beat Aaron Rodgers. That's interesting.
With those guys with the pianos, they got two guys that got pianos on the back. But Skip, I wish you stop interrupting me. That's very rude.
Yeah, well, you don't tell the whole story.
Miss Taft, can you ask?
I'm sorry.
She's a teacher.
I'm sorry.
Don't interrupt, Skip.
Not yet, Skip.
Didn't the teacher tell you about interrupting? See, you interrupted
I
students.
never tried to interrupt.
Yeah, you did.
No,
I know you. Oh, you just all of a sudden, once you got grown, you started talking this much.
Well, I
Continue, Shannon.
got to correct you when you're wrong.
Skip, Tom Brady said that he realizes that they'll win 95% of the games if he doesn't turn it over. And if you turn the ball over, there are very few teams. You can't overcome multiple turnovers from the quarterback position. Aaron Rodgers knows, Skip, they're barely good enough to win when he doesn't turn it over. When he turns it over, he knows there's no chance of them winning because he doesn't have a defense that's good enough to hold up. He understands that. I don't think, look, we're so used to seeing him be 30, at this point, probably 30 touchdowns with 3 picks. But he's 20-1. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is having a bad, he's having a bad year by his historic transcendent self.
Yep.
But there's only a handful of quarterbacks, maybe Mahomes, Drew Brees, Andrew Luck, would switch places with this. That's what kind of seasons he's having. So, Skip, I'm confused. Either he's throwing the ball away because he's scared, or he's holding on to the ball. But now, this article said he's holding on to the ball, trying to get the big play. The other article says he's not trying to get the big play. He's just throwing it away. So I'm confused. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is struggling. Aaron Rodgers is playing. He got nicked early in the season, which took some of the pizzazz out of it.
You're right.
But I'll take him. Give me old struggling Aaron Rodgers.
So this article in question appeared in the Green Bay Press-Gazette. So this came from Green Bay, and I don't agree with the takeaway from this article. I agree with the stats because he is career low, 61.7% passes. That's, by his standards, that's low, horrendously bad. The Green Bay Packers are now 4-6-1, and I'm going to say this one more time. If Tom Brady were having Aaron Rodgers' season right now, you would be calling loudly for his retirement.
He's having a worse season than Aaron Rodgers.
He's 8-3, and he beat Patrick Mahomes head-to-head, and he beat Aaron Rodgers head-to-head.
Skip, we need to be careful. We need to be careful with individual stats in the team sport because statistically, Aaron Rodgers is having a better season. It's just his team isn't as good.
So what is going on here? I'm going to tell you exactly what is going on. Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of the National Football League because Aaron Rodgers is a stat protector, while we know that LeBron has been guilty of stat sheet stuffing by playing the most minutes in the NBA the last 2 years so that he can pad his stats in the fourth quarter of games that he should not be playing in. But now back to Aaron Rodgers. So he has thrown it away on a record pace. He's already broken the all-time record, and yet he's still been sacked the 6th most times in the NFL. So what does that tell you? He's not throwing the ball away to avoid a sack. Like, oh, I'm about to be sacked, I'll just throw it in the ground over here in a vicinity of a receiver. That's not going on because, to your point, he's been sacked 34 times, and Drew Brees has been sacked only 10 times.
Right.
Guess how many times Drew Brees has thrown the ball away for the whole year?
Right.
11 times. So he's barely averaging 1 per game.
Yeah, why would you if they can't get to you? Why would I throw the ball away?
So he waits for somebody to come open, and then he throws it.
Aaron doesn't have that kind of luxury.
So Aaron Rodgers is protecting against interceptions because he wants to protect 20-1 because he's only thrown 1 interception. But he's not taking risks down the field that are 50-50 balls.
That's what this article said he is.
Yeah.
The
article is saying he's missing underneath open receivers.
Because why?
I find that hard to believe because really you're ignoring those. So you're either, what Aaron Rodgers is doing is he's looking for the deep ball, but if it's not really, really there, if he doesn't trust it completely, he just throws it away.
Stop.
Okay? Or he takes the sack.
If you don't mind.
And here's the other thing that's going on with Aaron Rodgers. I told you this last Monday. He is losing his nerve in the pocket. Bad things are happening. His footwork is horrendously bad because he's feeling and seeing ghosts rush. As soon as he feels any pressure at all, he's off schedule.
34 sacks is real.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me ask you a question.
And by the way, he's been playing with some kind of a knee injury.
Some kind.
So he can't. Well, I don't know what it is. It's sprained. It didn't require surgery, right?
So just because it don't require surgery.
So I'm giving you a break here. I'm saying that maybe in his mind he's saying I don't trust my legs the way I used to. When was he most lethal?
Or trust his offensive line.
Okay,
like
but when was he most lethal? When he got outside the pocket, throwing it on the run, flipping it sideways?
Skipper, you don't mind me asking. He's been sacked 34 times. Jenny, if he didn't have 47 throwaways, how many times would he have been sacked? 50?
Maybe no more. Maybe he just didn't like what he saw down the field and just threw it out of bounds. Seriously.
I'm just trying to figure out. But let's just say for the sake of argument, if Tom Brady had his numbers, he's 4-6-1. Aaron Rodgers has his exact numbers at 8-3.
Yeah.
What's the discussion? The numbers are what they are.
Does Tom Brady have a Devontae Adams?
Oh, so you see what you did?
No, I'm not seeing what he did. I'm asking you, does he?
No.
No, he does not.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't
That's
have,
big advantage.
He doesn't have a Bill
Rodgers.
Belichick either.
But there were years Mike McCarthy was regarded as the best play caller in pro football.
There's never been a year since 2005 that Bill Belichick wasn't regarded as the best head coach. See, I mean, you could be
Not head coach, defensive coordinator.
No, he's the best head coach, Skip.
Stop it.
The man had 3 championships in his first 5 years coaching in New England.
Does he coach the offense? Nope.
No, he coaches the team, and that's what great coaches do. They coach the team. Now.
Well, he must not be coaching the defense anymore because they don't play much.
You know what, Skip, you need to stop. All I'm saying is this. Because Aaron Rodgers has been, see, when you throw 45 touchdowns with 6 picks, you throw 38-3 or 38-4, this becomes the norm. Now, he's on pace, Skip, you remember? In 2014, when Tom was suspended for those first 4 games, he came back and threw 28 touchdowns, 2 picks. Well, Aaron Rodgers is on pace to do it better. He's on pace to do 29-1. And we're saying he's struggling. You talk about Tom Brady should have won the MVP.
Aaron Rodgers is on pace to miss the playoffs. You like that?
That's my point.
Miss the playoffs?
Skip, we remember I was in the league when Dan was in his prime. But he had inadequate defenses. Because he was still putting up numbers. But that goes to show you in this game, the ultimate team sport, I don't care how great your quarterback is. Let there be inadequacies around him. Can't overcome those.
Really? Does he have a run game with Aaron Jones? Yep.
Skip, is that what you call a run game?
Yep, that's what I call it.
Is it better than Sonny Michel and James White? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it has been. Aaron Rodgers has been raving about Aaron Jones.
Well, so I'm glad Tom Brady says Sonny Michel is poo-poo. Did he say that? Of course not. Skip, stop it.
Well, he's been hurt most of the year. He just got back healthy now.
And
hurt in the preseason.
Got 300-yard games and 2 games in the 90s. So so even though he started the season hurt, he got nicked in the middle of the season. Sonny Michel still gonna have over 100 yards.
5 games with the kick returner starting at running back. You like that? How do you overcome that?
Aaron Rodgers played 3 years with the kick return at running back. You remember Ty Montgomery? He was a kick returner still. I can actually see. I'm walking into that trap. You got to Jenny. I'm good with this thing.
No,
I told you.
He was a receiver, and he was a really good receiver.
He was a kick returner. What running back you know had 88 in the backfield? In the history of the game.
Wait, has Tom Brady had Jimmy Graham this year? No.
Jimmy Graham got a broken thumb. I can outrun Jimmy Graham. You telling me that's the Jimmy Graham that Drew Brees used to throw to?
Did you just say you cannot outrun
I
Jimmy
run Jimmy
Graham?
Graham. You see Jimmy Graham running around?
Yeah, I do. He can run.
Hold up. Let me ask you a question. Does Aaron Rodgers have a Rob Gronkowski?
Does not.
Tom Brady doesn't have a Rob Gronkowski most of the time.
Look at Jimmy Graham. Look at Jimmy. So the man got a broke thumb. He gonna try to catch a ball with a boxing glove on one hand.
Well, he did. That was the first time he played with it. Yeah, but most of the year Aaron's had him, and they're still 4-6-1. Really?
They're going to try to get back on track.
Those 2 kids that they drafted, they can really play. Those 2 receivers,
they're
6'4" and 6'5".
This ain't the NBA.
Really? Yeah.
So I don't care how tall your receivers is. They need to know what the hell they're doing, and they need to show some consistency. Now, maybe in years to come, they'll be very good. But currently, right now, no, we can't have that sporadic play. Some games, EQ and Scantling are unbelievable, but then some, they leave a lot to be desired. Devontae Adams is the most consistent receiver. Randall Tex Cobb is like the old Randall Tex Cobb when Larry Holmes beat him up. You remember that, Skip?
I was there.
Yeah. That's what he's playing like, and that's what he's moving like.
Yep.
See what those receivers do Sunday. They are back home.
Who they
They're
play?
facing the Cardinals.
Oh, they got this one.
The 2-9
Aaron Rodgers
Cardinals.
gonna throw for 350.
Really?
Home for
350 and
two. They
4
need to
tubs.
get
You
back
mean
on
the
track here.
overrated Aaron Rodgers? That guy?
And he said it a couple days ago, right? We got to win this one, then we got to win the next one, then we got to win the next one. I mean, this is an
Was
uphill
he
battle.
guaranteeing that, or I don't know?
You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna win out.
He went
I
home and had some
don't
doers.
hate seeing
Yep.
it. I don't hate seeing it, but you know, right down the middle
Yeah,
for
you
me.
do.
Right down the middle for me.
Oh, Hood,
Up
you-
next, will Skip's Cowboys get blown out tonight, or maybe an upset?
No mercy.
How about Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys? They are a 7.5-point underdog tonight. Drew Brees and company are averaging over 37 points per game and have won 10 in a row. The Cowboys have looked pretty good lately. They've won 3 straight. Zeke has rushed for over 100 yards in each of those games. But the Saints have the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst James Harrison. And James, yesterday, if I remember this correctly, you picked the Saints. So how
I think
much
like a big.
will they win by if it was that big?
Yeah.
At least 14.
At least 14.
Yeah,
I
at
thought
least
you were
14.
at least gonna go 21.
No, I'm not gonna go 21. I'm not gonna totally just
Slept on
disrespect
it,
the
I guess.
game, you know. But at least 14. Between 14 and 17, you got to look at it with the Saints averaging about 38 a game. The 19, 20, maybe 21 tops.
Okay.
Saints also have like you said, a good rushing defense. So you putting a
Really
good
good.
rushing defense against a rushing offense. You got a quarterback that can't really throw the ball, get it to where it needs to go.
We just had another Dak
so
shot. You know,
I'm
it's
just-
possible Dak is watching because they might have time to watch this morning.
That's good. I ain't got to play against
I
it, so
know.
I
Yeah,
can
I
say
know.
whatever I want. And then when I say it, it's golden.
James Harrison.
Fox
James
one.
Harrison just said Dak cannot throw.
You know?
Thank you.
Accuracy.
I appreciate
accuracy
that.
is
No,
is-
he's
is
not
an
accurate,
issue.
says James Harrison.
Troy said that a couple of weeks
What
ago.
are we talking about?
But James Harrison played against him, man. Right?
Did I play against him?
I thought you did, didn't you? That
I
one
don't-
year at
I don't
Pittsburgh? Weren't you
remember.
in that game?
It's not a good sign if you don't
I don't
remember
remember.
it.
I think you played in that game.
Did they win?
Yeah.
They
Remember
did?
Zeke hit his head on the goalpost at the end of the game.
On that 4th and 1.
Yeah.
When James Jones didn't get
Yeah.
his, what's the linebacker from Georgia?
Yeah.
When he didn't get his face across Escobar,
Yeah.
you had the pinch and you had the
You
corner
were there.
fire on.
I don't know if I was playing in that game. That might have been when they were sitting me on the sideline. They were sitting all this on the
Yeah.
sideline. You know,
Well, I know you would have got your head across when you
all
know.
the way.
By the way, that was the game after which Tony Romo in the locker room, the visitors' locker room, went up to Stephen Jones, who obviously helps run the Cowboys, and said, "Do you know how hard it is to do what Dak did in that game against that defense?" That's what he said. And that's when he conceded. Remember, he conceded the job to Dak Prescott that day. Tony Romo said that.
Go ahead. I know you got so much to talk about. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
It's a
I-
guy who
I-
can't throw.
Listen,
go ahead.
I'm done. I'm done. I
Really?
mean, it's easy. It's simple. You look at the numbers. You
I'm
look at the
surprised
players.
you
You
didn't
look at the
pick a
plays.
bigger spread. Like I
You
thought
wanted me to go
I
real
wanted
big,
you
like
to go-
21, and say bet it. Then I'll be
wanted
like,
you
no,
to-
I ain't betting
I
that.
wanted you to go 48-7 because that's what his Eagles lost to the Saints by.
But that, Skip,
48-7.
Do you understand that how big 14 points is to a home team?
Home.
Home team. Now, if there's on the road,
A
I'd
team
have
with a quarterback who can't throw a lick?
No, he didn't say, look, he says he suffers from accuracy issues.
Accuracy.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
I heard he can't
Good way to
throw.
put it.
I said he can't throw, and the reason I say he can't throw because he's not accurate.
Okay. So, thank you.
Consistent.
All right.
Right.
That's laid
Right.
it on the table.
Right.
Yeah. I
Right.
like it.
Hold on. You said last week that the throws that he made to Amari Cooper made great catches on.
I did. I said I didn't love the way my team played last Thursday on Thanksgiving. I wasn't that. Didn't I come in here and say, were you here? No, you weren't here.
No, I
No, you
missed
were
the
gone.
day after
I came right in the next day. I said, I was not that impressed. Did I not tell you
did
that?
say that.
I
I said, my team hasn't
Right.
taken off yet.
Yeah,
it
they
might.
have. That's as far as that's
It
high as they
might.
can go.
Yeah.
That's fast they can go.
That's it?
Yep.
So what do you think? Are you going to go up on your
Nope.
score?
Nope.
You've had some time.
33-23.
That's all?
That's it.
really?
33-20.
Hold on, Skip.
That'd be like a moral victory for my team.
You don't get credit for those.
Right?
And the
W's
33 to
and L's.
That's it.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about reopening
it.
my restaurant. I closed it down for the last couple of
You
weeks.
did? I
Yep.
think the health department closed it
No,
down.
but they opened up. I'm gonna open it back up.
Wait, didn't you guys have beef yesterday in the hall?
Yes,
I
we
heard
did.
that.
Somebody
I
ran.
don't know.
Somebody
My shoulder.
ran.
My shoulder.
Oh.
Somebody owed me 15 more, but they ran.
My shoulder hurt.
Your shoulder
Yeah,
hurt.
I'm doing 80-pound snatches with the dumbbell.
Oh.
When?
We got excuses.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We got
But you,
excuses.
oh my, yeah, excuses.
Yeah,
you know what
we
those
got
are.
excuses. Go ahead. Go up on your score. Have the courage of your convictions. Have some guts.
I said 10.
I want to hear it.
14.
10.
Yeah, but you tell me that the Cowboys are garbage, and then you say it's going to be a 10-point game.
Do you understand? For a team as hot as you say the Cowboys are,
I don't think they're that
by 10
hot
points
yet.
at home. You just said it. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott run the ball 152.
I didn't say that. I said I wasn't that impressed by what happened on Thanksgiving.
Oh, but they've won 3 games. They won 2 games before Thanksgiving.
And they haven't turned the ball over one time.
Exactly.
Yep.
But I'm counting on them being able to. I'm counting on the Saints doing what they've done in this 10-game winning streak, racing to a lead, taking the opposing team's run game out of the equation, forcing you to play point for point.
What's the score after a quarter?
I'm going to say 10-3.
10-3? Is that racing to a lead?
Yeah.
I'll take 10-3 after a quarter.
Because here's the thing, though, Skip. You guys are going to...
Y'all going to have to start passing the ball eventually.
Because
you know you're not that good at
I
it.
hope so.
But see, here's the thing. You guys are going to possess the ball for probably about 5 to 6 minutes in the first quarter. And guess what? You're only going to get a field goal. And Drew Brees going to get the ball, touchdown. Y'all going to punt and then the field goal.
I'm here to say I am up against it because Jane Slater of NFL Network just tweeted that it does not look good for Tyron Smith to play left tackle tonight because he's got a stinger and an elbow, and he wasn't able to play on Thanksgiving against the Redskins. That's arguably the best left tackle in pro football, but they do have this guy named Cameron Fleming who used to protect Brady's eyeside at right tackle, and he played left tackle against the Redskins, and I didn't hear his name called one time, so I guess he was okay.
They ain't got no good left defensive end.
Yeah. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going with Brady's guy, Cam Fleming, tonight, probably at left tackle.
He'll give up a sack and a half.
And I still got a good feeling about it.
He got to give up a sack and a half.
I still got a good feeling. I just had
Rankins.
a feeling all week.
That DT Rankins. I love him, Skip. Cam Jordan.
Yeah.
I played against his dad, Steve. Yeah. I like this. Like it. Yep.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. 40-23.
23. 33 Saints. 23 your Cowboys.
All I know is I've got the best running back in pro football.
Todd Gurley says no.
Well, guess who's leading in the rushing totals right now? It's Zeke is leading the league in rushing. Thank you very much.
Todd Gurley got like 17 tubs, though.
Okay, well, I don't even care about tubs. That's the most overrated stat in pro football.
Oh, really? So
running back scoring from the 1-yard line, way to go.
Well, why?
That's
way to go.
That's what win your games, though.
So
somebody got to score.
Fantasy game.
So why
I don't play.
You'd rather the running back run it in than throw it like Seattle did and get a pick.
What I care about what happens between the 20s because my guy can carry the mail.
But Todd Gurley can't.
Well, I'm not saying he can't. I just got the best one.
No, you don't.
I got the guy. I got a big game player.
GG.
I got big game.
How you know what big games he's been in?
Well, I saw him against St. Nick's defense one night, and Jerry
I'm talking about
Ward,
NFL. NFL.
He went for 230 on St. Nick's.
NFL.
230
NFL
on the Alabama defense.
And then I saw
in
him
a national
cry, and I saw him crying the next year when they lost to Michigan State. You remember that, Skip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember in that day when he was a rookie at Pittsburgh.
Didn't James say he was
wild?
I don't remember.
James has lost his memory on this. I don't know what happened.
I get amnesia on things.
I think he got amnesia. So I believe that Ezekiel. I'm being conservative. You said he has to go for 150. I'm going 125 on 25 carries. That's my blueprint for tonight. Because then my team could win the time of possession 35-25. And my quarterback will make plays with his legs as well as his inaccurate noodle arm, as you might say. I didn't say that.
I didn't say noodle.
Well, you basically said it could be a noodle arm because it's...
No, I didn't. I never said noodle.
All right. But he does have a receiver that he loves because his receiver is very happy and loves his new quarterback. And his name is Amari Cooper. And he runs precise routes. These are some of the best routes I've ever seen a wideout run. Are they not?
Yeah,
they are precision, stopping on dimes, cutting on nickels. Woo.
Oh, cutting on nickels. Oh, you feeling good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcus Lattimore going to shut all that down.
3rd and 5.
Marcus Lattimore said, give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that.
All right. Bing, bing. Oh, he's open again. 19.
Pick six tonight.
Yeah, watch 4 throwing it to 19.
That
4 to 19. He's inaccurate, but he can throw it to 19 every time. He hit him right there in the hands.
No.
Has Amari dropped any balls in Dallas? Nope. He's happy. He's not playing for John Gruden anymore. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that. So I got time of possession, and then I look at what happened at Baltimore, and I know, again, the Ravens are really good on defense. My team's pretty good on defense.
They ain't gooder than the Ravens. They ain't better than the Ravens.
I don't know.
Like I said,
You don't know. The
good
numbers don't lie.
Huh?
Numbers don't lie, right?
1 to 3. I'm third in points allowed.
So which, you want to be third or you want to be first?
I think my defense will get after Drew Brees. I think he will be uncomfortable all night long, and it's got to start with DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor. He started with his mouth, and we talked about it yesterday, and I did not love it because he basically said we're going to punch him in the mouth and we're going to choke him out. Really?
Okay.
Okay, well, it's time to rise and shine and back those words up or eat those words, one way or the other.
Boy, you know Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Sean Payton going to be on the sideline gagging them
He
off.
will. He'll be giving the chokes on to him.
And Michael Thomas.
Deuces, and this undrafted free agent, and that undrafted free agent, and this one, and that one. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't even know their names.
Making plays.
Yeah, making
plays.
plays. Yep, but he's not going to have the ball enough, and he's not going to have enough time to make enough big plays.
And Woozier got away with a hold, and they ended up in a pick. So guess what's going to happen, Skip? They're going to be paying close attention to a Woozier. I got a feeling he gets 2 pass interference calls tonight.
I got a feeling he might have a pick tonight. Just got a feeling.
Drew Brees is throwing 2 picks.
I got a good feeling.
Got a good feeling. He said he's felt good all week about this one.
There's just something about this. My team is poised for
Hey,
takeoff.
Skip, anybody got in the Benadryl back there? Skip got a feeling.
All right, enough Cowboys because Tim Tebow, he's back in the show. He is
let's
saying
do it. For real,
that he could still play in the
Now we're
NFL.
talking.
Do these guys agree?
Now we're
That's the fun part next.
No mercy.
So Tim Tebow has not thrown a football in a regular season NFL game since 2013, but football is still on his mind. He has switched sports from football to minor league baseball, but he reflected on the gridiron yesterday, saying, quote, "It's still hard sometimes when I watch games and I'm thinking I can totally do that, or I can be doing this or playing here or crushing that." Joined once again by James Harrison, who did play against Tebow, but Skip, it's only appropriate.
Do you have amnesia about that game?
No, I don't have amnesia. Okay. Listen, Skip, that game right there, that's just, how they
talking
say.
about the playoff
the
game.
The sun
that year.
shines on every dog's ass.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
let's
shined on him in overtime, didn't it?
That like I said.
Okay.
The sun was out.
Yeah,
the sun was out.
was out in Denver.
Skip, could you still be playing in the NFL?
I definitely believe Tim Tebow could do at age 31 what he did in 2011 at age 24. And I'm going to say this one more time. 20, 30 years from now, some new NFL fans are going to look at what Tim Tebow pulled off for the 2011 Denver Broncos and sit back and think, that guy did that year and never got another chance to start another football game in the NFL? How can that be? Easy. So I'm going to reiterate what I said before he got drafted. I would take Tim Tebow at the bottom of the first round, and if you let him run his college offense, his Florida offense, he will win lots of games in the NFL. You have to do it unconventionally the way he did it at Florida. No Pro Bowls. I never said he'd make a Pro Bowl because there's no way he's going to make a Pro Bowl. But you want to win games? Let him do it his way. He's going to win games. So what happened, Shannon Sharpe? Josh McDaniels took him with the 25th pick at the bottom of the first round, and then Josh got fired mid-next year, right? Next season.
You did.
But at the end of that season, they gave Tim a chance. They threw him into the fire. Let's get this over with. And one game at Mile High, he threw for 308 yards and outgunned Matt Schaub and the Houston Texans with a last-ditch, last-second touchdown drive to win that game 24-23. That's a magic score today because that's the score I'm picking for tonight, right? So then the next year, they start off 1-4, and they are dead in the water. And what happened, Mr. Sharpe? John Elway says, let's get this over with. Let's just get Tim Tebow out of our hair. Let's throw him into the fire at Miami. And what happened? They won in overtime thanks to Tim Tebow. And all of a sudden, he goes on a magical ride and run, and he takes the Denver Broncos to the division title and the Broncos to the #1 rush attack in pro football. Because Tim, at 225? He's pretty athletic. He can run it. We just saw a clip of what he did on that Thursday night with 58 seconds left. Can we see that one more time?
No, we don't need to see it.
Rex Ryan's Jets. Look at this play. This is 58 seconds left from the 20. This is Tim Tebow for the win, and they pull it out again. It's magic. It's magic.
Mark Sanchez throws a pick, so you don't want to talk about that.
Okay, but he did it again and again and again. He did it, and then he did it to the Pittsburgh Steelers in a home playoff game. It's Big Ben Roethlisberger. It's James Harrison, the baddest defensive end in pro football. And you played in that game. You had like 3 tackles. I don't think you had a sack in that. I don't remember, but
I ain't throw the ball.
Can't throw the ball, but he threw it to Demaryius. I'm sorry, to Demaryius Thomas, right?
Yes.
He threw it to Demaryius.
You could have completed this
Wait,
pass.
Right.
I could have. You know what? That was a dart. Look at this. And he's going. That might have been the greatest moment of my sports watching life, right there.
Really?
I couldn't even believe that happened.
The greatest moment?
Yeah.
Skip.
It was over. The game was over. He did it.
Skip.
And then he never got a chance. Rex Ryan called him and said, Tim, I know it because Tebow told me this. He said, Rex told him, I'm going to give you a chance to come here and compete for the job. And he never got a chance to compete. And he never started another game in the National Football League. That was just wrong.
Skip, at some point in time, you and Tebow got to give it up. He had his chance.
He got asked a question. He answered it honestly.
My dream was to play in the NFL. Jenny, no one said my dream had to last 14 years. No one says the dream when you play a particular sport, is that your dream, that you're going to play 10, 15, 20 years. Your dream is to play. Tim Tebow, you played. You have great memories. Let it go. For me, when people ask me, I was like, I tweet sometimes, I could have made that catch. Maybe I could have. I can't play a game. Tim, let it go. Hold on, first of all.
He's only 31.
I thought he was playing baseball.
31.
I thought he was playing baseball.
Yeah, and he's got a shot to make it to the big leagues next year. Believe in that?
He had his opportunity. And the thing is, you come compete for a job, you have to play well in practice. I know things that happen in practice where they tell the DBs, don't intercept the ball, don't knock the ball down, so he can complete the ball. Well, if we compete for James, if they tell you, James, we're going to let you compete, left tackle compete, but James, don't rush. James, don't bully. James, just run up the field. Well, how is that making the left tackle better?
Not helping me.
You had an opportunity. He won a playoff game. Hell, Colin Kaepernick took his team to the Super Bowl. Come on, Tim. Come on, guys. Let it
take
go.
A shot at Colin Kaepernick?
No.
I thought he was really good that year.
That's my point.
Oh.
That's my point. You huffing and puffing over there about a playoff game, and this man went to the Super Bowl. But in his last start against the Denver Broncos, when the New England Patriots said, we refuse to let you run the ball, can you tell the people home what was the final score, Skip Bayless?
Playing Tom Brady. Tom Brady did it to him twice. He went to Denver and
He just asked you to score.
When did Tom Brady play defense, James?
He just asked you to score.
No, hey, Tom Brady is the greatest player ever. I mean,
No. Defensively. When Bill Belichick says, we're not going to let you run the football to score what? 45 cents.
The thing is, with all players who don't get to lead the game
on
the way they want to leave on their terms, everybody believes they can still do it. They can still come back and play. That's just the competitive nature of being an athlete. I don't believe he can come back and play, quarterback. And football, period, it's gone. It's past. 32 teams have spoken and said that we don't want you.
I got that.
You
but
can't
I'm just
do
saying,
it.
hypothetically, if you brought Tebow at 31, you don't think he's in good enough condition? Yes, he is.
Skip, let me ask you this, Skip.
It's a difference. Like, even when I retired and came back, that's hell coming back. And it's hard. It hurts.
Okay.
Like, you may think it looked easy, but at that time, the practice
Jenny,
was worse than the game.
Let me get
this. Don't try to convince Jenny. Convince me.
Okay, I'm going to convince you.
Sorry, I'm not.
I'm like,
Skip.
We'll see.
Yeah. We say Aaron Rodgers is struggling, completing 61% of his passes.
Well, he is.
Tim Tebow is a career 47.4% completion guy.
But thank you for bringing that up, because what was his QBR in the last 5 minutes of all those games in 2011? Adam, wait, do I get to finish?
Game 60 minutes, though.
Okay, the game for him was 5 minutes because he has some of the greatest intangibles I've ever witnessed on a football field, and I saw it at Florida, and I saw it in Denver. Because, again, as the great Eric Mangini has said to us on the air on this show before, there was something about him. He got real accurate in the last 5 minutes because all the passes that had to be completed with the money on the table, he completed them. He had the #1 QBR in all of pro football over the last 5 minutes of all those games in 2011.
But in order for him to come into effect, your defense had to play Bears, 85 Bears, 2,000 Ravens, so you could be in that position.
I don't know if they were that good because Brady just torched them. I'm looking at these games. Where's the Brady game? 41-23.
But
that was Dennis Allen, who's the coordinator for the New Orleans Saints.
But you remember, Skip, They were up on the Patriots until they fumbled the ball, and then they never recaptured the momentum.
Brady beat them 45-10 at New England, so he hung 41 and 45
So
on Dennis Allen's defense, the defense you're saying they had to keep.
Whoa. What about
Way to go.
Hold on. I'm just
Way
trying
to go.
figure out. So you mean to tell me Tim Tebow can only score 10 points? Now, he is as good as you said he is. He got to give us
Last
more than
5
10.
minutes, he could have came up at least 30.
He can't score 40 points in 10 minutes?
How many quarterbacks in the history of football have come from 1-4 to win their division, the AFC West? That's astoundingly good.
Skip, you know you can't win very many games when you complete 2 passes. They were winning games with him completing 2 passes.
Well, at Kansas City, they won the game when he threw 1 bomb to Eric Decker and won the game.
Skip, you know you can't win a game like that.
You can win it if you, like right now, am I a big fan of Lamar Jackson or not? Am I?
No.
Same idea.
Yes, you are. You're a very big fan.
I'm a big fan of Lamar
Yes, you are.
Jackson's, but you have to do it unconventionally. You have to play to his strengths. Is Lamar Jackson a great thrower of the football? No. Is he adequate? Yes, I believe. And if you let him use his legs correctly, they can win a bunch of games in Baltimore. And obviously, they have the #1 defense.
And let me tell you something about Lamar Jackson. If he completes 40% of his passes, he'll be just like Tim Tebow. He'll be at home.
I don't think he'll be at home because I don't think it'll be 40, but it might be in the 50s. And I think he'll be winning football games, completing 50%.
You got not in the day's game. You got to throw it.
As long as he has that defense. As long as that defense holds up. That's the ultimate.
Tim Tebow should have gotten another shot.
He got a
this
shot.
year.
He went to New England with the guy that drafted him, Josh McDaniels.
Did he start another game? No.
He got earned a start.
Huh?
And then he went to.
He earned a start. Look what he did in 2011. That didn't earn a start.
New England, he earned a start. He could have earned a start in New England. No.
Hold on. Didn't he go to the Eagles with Chip Kelly?
Yeah.
If you can't. Chip Kelly went and got a guy off the street.
Maybe his baseball career will have a better ending.
He's doing pretty good.
Well, that was his point yesterday, that maybe another door got open that was supposed to open.
And he's always got the bright outlook. I love his attitude.
Thank you, Jenny.
You know what?
So do I.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at life.
Baker Mayfield,
As
Tim
these
Tebow.
two
We
friends
got
over
this.
here.
We got this.
James, thank you for being here. Did Amari Cooper take a shot at John Gruden and his old home? We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Well, earlier in the show, Skip presented this great picture to Ezekiel Elliott's mom. Well, Zeke's mom, she saw it, she tweeted, "Tell Skip that I love it. It will look lovely on my nightstand."
Thank you.
Skip,
Mama Zeke,
how
thank
about
you.
that? You put the frame together and
You
she
know what?
likes it.
This all feels good about tonight. It just seems like it's all
It goes
starting
back to it.
Shannon.
Oh.
What are you going to do?
Personally, I like
Thank you,
this
Mama.
picture. We got to find a way to get it to her now, especially if they have a
We
big
will
night.
get it to her.
It's going to be
for
good
sure.
luck.
Yeah.
All
Good luck
right.
with
It
that.
all feels right.
Good luck digging it out the trash.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, another important member of the Cowboys, Amari Cooper. He is expected to have a big role in tonight's Cowboys-Saints game on Fox. Cooper was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week after his 2-touchdown performance on Thanksgiving. And on Tuesday, he expressed his joy of being traded by the 2-9 Raiders and joining the now first-place Cowboys. He told Yahoo that the trade has made him play with more passion and added, quote, "It definitely has changed me in terms of me going out there and just having fun with it." Shannon, what does this say about John Gruden's Raiders?
Says very toxic, very bad there. You look at the 2 guys that got traded. Khalil Mack didn't become a better player, Skip. He didn't all of a sudden you know what? I can rush the quarterback now. Amari Cooper didn't all of a sudden say, man, I really know how to run routes. I really know how to catch the football. The thing is that I'll be the first to admit, his first 2 years, Skip, Amari Cooper went to the Pro Bowl, but he had inconsistent spells in those times.
did.
But the last thing you can do to a player that's been inconsistent is yell, scream, put him on blast. And that seems to be the way John Gruden likes to coach. He will call players out. Now, I notice Coach Belichick, and sometimes reporters try to bait Coach Belichick. Well, this guy didn't do this or that guy didn't do that. And Coach Belichick is quick to say, we didn't do anything well. We didn't play as a team well. We didn't coach well. But that's not how John Gruden does it. He's quick. We need more from Amari Cooper. Derek Carr needs to make those throws. Really? I told you. I didn't need Amari Cooper to tell me. I know. I played this game long enough, Skip, and I'm very, very observant. I said, Amari Cooper's happy. I said, he ain't not running routes better because he got to Dallas. He's in a situation where he feels people treat him like a man. They talk to him like a man, not less than. John Gruden has that habit of talking to someone less than. Because, you know, he feels he's the smartest guy in the room. But Spider Y2 Banana doesn't work really well right now. Amari Cooper. Look at the impact that he's having in Dallas. Look at the impact that Khalil Mack is having in Chicago. Not only is he getting to the quarterback, forcing fumbles, Skip, they lead the league in interceptions, if I'm not mistaken, which is a direct reflection of that guy.
Okay.
So, John Gruden, let that sink in.
I agree with your assessment of one John Gruden. I know John, and I don't think he's going to change his ways after he's been out for 8 years. I think he's the same coach he always was, and it worked at a high level when he did it his way before. But he's going to have to do it his way with his kind of players. And he decided Khalil and Amari were not his cups of tea, that they would not respond to his style of coaching. And I don't think he loved the way they, like their energy level, their RPM, their motor levels, that they didn't do it the way he wanted. Like Khalil, sometimes his motor runs a little quiet. It's not what John wants. So he's going to go. He's going to have the draft choice. He's going to have the ammunition to go build his team his way. Now, he's got allegedly 10 years to do that,
But Skip,
which is probably more like 5.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, there's a defensive player on the board, and you take him as high as they're going to, let's just say he's in the top 5 pick. All you can hope for is what, Skip? He's Khalil Mack.
Yep.
He goes to pro. He becomes an all-pro. He becomes a defensive player of the year.
Okay. So I have known lots of wide receivers in my time, from Michael Irvin to Terrell Owens to Chad Johnson, even to our own Chris Carter.
Yes.
And what do they all have in common? They got a little diva in them.
Yeah.
And they are full of themselves because that's how they play that position.
Right.
They're like NBA stars playing in the NFL, right? And they want the football. And they're crazed, and they get a little crazy and psycho if they don't get enough touches of the football, right? This kid is the unwide receiver. Amari, he's highly uncharacteristic because he's thin-skinned, he's oversensitive, he's quiet, he's withdrawn. He needs love. He needs to feel love, and he needs a comfort zone, and he needs a quarterback who's on his wavelength and with him, and a head coach who's Coach Clapp, right? He needs Coach Clapp to keep patting him on the back and saying,
thing is, Skip,
you're
if
the
you
greatest.
know that about him, if you know he's thin-skinned, why would you ride him? But this kid is technically sound.
John's not going to treat different players different ways. It's not how he's ever done it before. There have been coaches who say, back to Jimmy Johnson, I'm going to treat Michael one way, I'm going to treat the others the other way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, John doesn't play that game.
You watch this kid run routes. I've taken a lot of guys off as far as route running. Henry Eller, the old Ram, who ran great routes. Keenan McCardle and Jimmy Smith, the Jacksonville Jaguars. My brother was technically sound.
He was.
This kid is technically sound at running routes that you'll see in the NFL.
That's a mouthful from you.
And the one thing you have to do at route running is you have to have patience. You got to believe that my technique is where it needs to be, and I got time to complete this route.
Yep.
This kid's as good as we have in the NFL right now.
And you were right about him. Let's see what he does tonight. Mrs.
Marcus
Elliott,
Lattimore.
good luck to your son tonight. Also in action tonight, will LeBron and the Lakers get back on track? We'll discuss it next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. The Lakers are trying to bounce back from their worst loss of the year tonight at home against the Pacers. LA has 4 straight games at Staples Center, starting with Indiana, then the Mavs, Suns, and Spurs. Shannon, will the Lakers sweep their 4-game homestand?
Sweepstakes. Sweepstakes, Skip Bayless.
Hope so.
I don't hope nothing. I know.
You know.
No, I know this.
Really?
With a certain degree of certainty.
Really?
Feel real comfortable in saying this, Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
We're about to win all 4 of these and get real close to that number 1 seed.
Really? To the number 1 seed?
Number 1. We're only 3 games back.
So when we go, the Clippers are the best team in LA
when
to
we
me.
go sweepstakes,
right?
We're gonna be no worse than 3rd. By the end of this homestand.
And I think you're going to go 3-1 because you have to play the Mavericks back to back, which is going to be pretty hard on the old man, right?
Didn't we already put foots in the Mavs?
You put foots in them, but they've been putting foots in everybody they've been playing. They've won 3 in a row and 7 out of 8. And I look at the teams they've been beating: Oklahoma City, Utah, Golden State, Boston. And last night they won by 20 at Houston. I know the Rockets are struggling, but they ain't struggling that badly. 20?
Okay.
And Luka Doncic, boy, he's serious business.
Who they beat again?
Oklahoma City, Utah, Golden State, Boston, and Houston.
Which one of those teams got LeBron James on? Oh, none of them. So it won't happen, Skip
Well,
Bayless.
in a back-to-back, I'm not sure the Lakers are going to have LeBron James.
Back-to-back, front-to-back, side-to-side. 4-0 in this homestand,
He's gonna
Skip
smoke
Bayless.
too many cigars and have a little too much wine after that hard-fought win tonight over Indy, and he's going to be celebrating the Dallas game.
I tell you what.
Yeah. He might be a little distracted tonight. They might be
I
in
hope
trouble
for
here.
Luke's sake they be 4-0.
Yeah.
See who's celebrating between you two tomorrow.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.